Ash, I'm gonna have to fire you.
What? What did I
I
do?
can't believe you're making me listen to Wendy, but
Oh
I'll
my
let
God,
you
you
have
mean
it.
It's
that snooze
relevant.
fest?
It is
Snooze fest of a song?
relevant.
I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it. That's your girl, so that's your group.
Uh,
Whatever.
yeah, okay. It is relevant to our interests.
It
Okay.
is. That's unfortunate, but it is.
Since she is not my girl. And Red Velvet is
Apologies.
not my group. Although I do like some of the Velvet releases, but
Apologies for the slander upon your name.
I accept the apology. Okay, well, I guess we can get started.
Yep.
I think we shall start with our queen, Boa.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God,
With
this video is just. Well, the song I like better than the video, but we can get into that.
Y'all better not get my hopes up for this to be some idol
No,
mess.
no, this is
It's really good.
amazing. There's just some questionable parts of the video where I was kind of just like, is that those little girl's hair or is that like a wig? I was kind of confused, but like we can get into that when we get into it. This is like camo to like the nth degree. I love Boa.
I love her so much.
And her abs were just I
Isn't she like
want.
in her late 30s?
No,
She's the same age as me. She's
she's
32.
31.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
32, I guess in Korean age? Yeah.
33
She
in
just
Korean age.
debuted really young.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I wanted to be Boa since I was 14, since we were 14.
aw.
So good.
I was watching something on her too, and I didn't realize that like even just pre-debut, like SM put in like $2 million just to train her, like in Korea and in Japan, because they wanted her to like succeed in both. And that was like during like an economic downturn in Korean ages in general. Like the companies didn't really have money for that stuff, but they put it into her, and it's my God, my God, Boa is amazing.
Was this video shot in Scandinavia?
Where did that question come from?
I don't know. It just doesn't seem like Korea.
It's a box, isn't it? Like a lot of it done in a like the box
there's
videos
not
that
a
are popular.
So
Maybe.
I think that's why.
Well, but like, well, minus the warehouse and the outside scenes, a lot of the K-pop sets, like they make it's not CG, so
It's
That red
really
outfit's
cool
kind of
that
weird.
the message of the song.
I only heard it for the first time today, so I haven't really checked any of the lyrics to be honest.
Yeah, I haven't either, but
I
I'm
just love
assuming, yeah, is
how it looks and stuff.
for a
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah, so I saw those little kids and I was like, at first I was like, wait, are they like Asian kids with like fake afros on them? I was a little
They
confused.
definitely look mixed to me.
Yeah, I think it's their, like how K-pop is sort of like trying a diversity thing. I was just like, oh, maybe that's what they're trying to do.
I asked if it was shot in Scandinavia because there's a lot of people in this video that are clearly not Korean.
Yeah.
that is true.
Yeah. I just like
work.
it doesn't. You know why? I don't know where they're finding these white people. Like for this in the NCT video, like
yeah,
and even like Mamamoo, like it's like you know what it is? It's like I don't know if because there's so much sort of like white acceptance and just like they like they just want I guess for them like any white person will do, in a way. like how our standards for like white people are a little bit higher, you know? So it's kind of just like
Wow.
every time I see, like, no
Write
offense,
this down.
no offense
No,
to people in these
get
videos.
what you mean.
Yeah, no offense to anybody in these videos or anything like that. But whenever I see like a K-pop group or whatever, and they always have white people in their videos,
They're
they're
basic.
not, yeah, they're not people that I would expect to see like in these sort
Famous,
of
yeah.
roles in America, Canada, you know, England, things like that. It's just like, you know, they're white. It's like, oh, white people are great. Like, let's have them in our videos kind of thing. So,
I mean, I feel like that's super true because like the girl that was used for Taemin's Flame of Love, first and foremost, I think she was like 15 or something like that, which was just like what
ugh.
like what is SM thinking? But
Well, that's
it's
like
just
Super Junior did one. Devil.
Yeah,
I think it
Devil
was.
was
I'm like,
one.
Yeah.
oh, that girl's like really pretty and stuff. It's like, wow, she's like 14 or something like that. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
SM, I know y'all have money. Like y'all put a whole tiger in that NCT video, CGI or fake. I know how much CGI costs. Y'all have the money to like actually pay adults. You don't have to pay children like slave wages to be in your videos. Children don't really get paid a lot, in case that was something that people didn't know. But yeah, children don't really get paid a lot to do like any sort of acting work. So
Yeah.
it's just weird to me that they would go for a child, especially in not this video, but in general, songs that are clearly have adult themes.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I was watching the video and I was like, compared to Hyolyn's videos, I was just like, what is this? This is just like same old K-pop bullshit. Like, I don't know. Expected to see other types of people in the video and not just like, you know, these white girls and like, I wasn't sure about the kids. Cute kids, nonetheless, but I wasn't
I
sure.
think the kids were like at least of color, but I'm not sure why they were just kind of sitting there, and it was just
Yeah.
kind of like, why are they kind of there as props, like
Props, like the winner
Yes.
video.
They were like that's how I felt when I saw them. I was like, so you got someone who is kind of like of color, but like clearly fairly pale. And just, you know, like the only thing that kind of questioned it for me was like the hair. And then they're just sitting here looking cute. And I mean, they were cute, bonus, but also like what's the use? Like this is your
Yeah.
girl army, like, you know, you have these like this really amazing bass line. No, you didn't get that from Korea. So like what's going on here? But I love the song. I love the song. She didn't dance as much as she has in most
I
of her
think that's
videos.
what I was missing was
Yeah.
the dancing, because that's like kind of Boa is like one of her things that makes her like sets her apart from the other female like K-pop performers, is that she can really dance. And
I wonder if we'll
I
get
don't
like
know
a
much
dance
about-
video or a
She'll
dance
come out
practice
with
video
one.
or something.
She'll come out with one. I think so. But I also think like her last couple of singles were like really dance heavy. Like they were pretty much just her dancing for the entire video. So maybe she wanted to try something a little bit more, you know, maybe she felt like everybody knows I can dance. You know, like let's show a different side of Boa this time, right? I don't know.
Possible.
Yeah.
So overall, are we saying we like the? I mean, personally, the song was just okay. Like, it's not something I would play over and over again. Like, I would. To me, it's not like Dolly or something like that. A song that I would just like constantly play. It's just not my style. The video was just okay. Don't understand why it was shot in Scandinavia. But you know, to each his own.
I liked it. I like the song. I like some parts of the video. I love the part when she was upside down walking. Like that was just amazing. I love the cheetah outfit she had on. I love the abs. I loved I love most of the aesthetics of the video. I just personally would probably watch, like I'd listen to the song and listen to the mini, because I think it is a mini, right? And then just kind of chill.
Janelle,
Camel video.
Janelle, Jay, anything to add?
I think the video is fine, but almost distracting. Like I need to go just listen to the song.
Yeah.
And then I think I'll be like way more into it. And yeah, I just want to see like a performance of it, and I think I'll be a little bit more on board.
Okay.
She canceled Gravity, so I will support that.
Well, I can do whatever she wants.
What was that? Oh, that was Dave laughing. I thought somebody was like scratching the record. Okay, never mind. It was just like it went out when he started laughing, so I thought it literally sounded like a record scratching.
Okay. Next up is now. This is my new alarm in the morning. Not in a good way. This is "Hurry Up" by Sohee. If you don't know Sohee, she was on Produce 101 the first season. So.
Oh, I did wonder where she was from because I saw the like build up to this, and I was like, "Who's this girl who's got all this money in like promo?"
So I like to slip some different ones in here every once in a while. So let's take a look.
Was she like a vocalist in Produce 101?
I don't quite remember. I think she was noticed a lot for her looks.
Okay.
So
is that cotton candy or cotton?
Cotton. Yeah, it's cotton. Yeah. She learned something today.
Wow.
Okay, what happened with the mirror was sort of like some weird possession, weird like Halloween flick thing. I did not like.
It's like Mary Poppins.
No, thank you.
I don't know who this is, but her voice sounds like
it reminds me of IU. Voices.
It's
like super cutesy IU.
Hi.
Okay.
She kind of. I mean, it was okay until this.
Yeah.
I don't like it anymore. I didn't like it at first. I thought it was cool, but like now I don't like it. I
feel like that outfit doesn't match the tone at all.
No, it's like let's do something sexy. Let's do sexy.
Okay.
I wonder who your company is because they got money.
Yeah. Is she quirky? Is she sexy? Is she cool?
Most of what I've seen of her is kind of sexy, but yeah, she's definitely trying to pull like the quirky, relatable thing here.
It's not working. No offense.
She is pretty, so I mean, there's that.
Yeah, she'll have fans.
Yeah.
Is this the chair from Epiphany or the couch from Epiphany?
Would not know.
So odd.
So weird, yeah.
Money in the couch.
I don't like them. She's wearing those witch shoes. No, those shoes witches used to wear in the 1600s. I don't like those.
See, I really like this set here, this room thing that she has going on here. And every time they just move to another set and another like costume change, I don't like it. She should have kept it as like a quirky video. I love the set design.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, that was it? That was it?
You're saying that as if that's not a good thing.
3-minute song, but it went super.
It went really. That is the good thing about this song. It goes.
Okay. So, okay.
That is.
Wow, Nat. That's all you can say.
I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, it's just she's cute.
Yeah.
You know what? If they give her the right material, I think she could do a good job with it. Because she wasn't bad in the singing, and she wasn't bad with the faux rapping that she was doing. Her dancing doesn't seem like it's that great, but that's easy to hide in, like with hair flips and like whatever. So that's fine too. It's just, oh, she's with Lowen and Hunnis Entertainment. I don't know. Okay, well, I'm not very impressed by this, and I will kind of probably continue to not know who Zoe is for a while until she comes back a bit stronger.
I mean, we just gotta come right out and say it. The song was just bad. It wasn't it wasn't like innovative. It was just kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can have any kind of girl group sing that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not against her. Like, she's okay. She's fine.
Yeah, she's talented.
It's
allegedly.
Kind of
was this song with Bol Bagan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, were they? But they're not. They should have been in the video, and they should have probably kept it all like quirky. I think that would have worked really well. Sorry?
I don't know who that is.
It's like this duo who sings like kind of quirky, fun songs.
I mean,
I don't know. They're
really popular. They're
really
popular
in Korea, very popular. International crowd,
so.
to say.
Okay, so like the opposite of Card. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my
Well, I
gosh.
have nothing against Card. They're like a small group and they seem to have a lot of popularity internationally.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
No, they do.
Well, that was fun.
All right.
She's a very pretty girl. We wish you the best, Sohee.
Yes. We're always wishing the best for our solo girl singers.
Sorry?
I said we're always wishing them the best for our solo girl singers.
Because we know how hard it is.
It's rough out there for them. All right. Let's move on to our duet between Wendy and John Legend, written in the stars.
Guys, I hope you've had some coffee because this is boring. Boring.
Play, I want to make sure my mute button is working on my laptop.
You won't really need it. Like Nat said, it's a
snoozer.
It's more of an endurance run than anything.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I just don't understand. Like, Wendy she can sing. I mean, like, Korean standards, she can sing. Why is she, like, doing this weird whisper thing in this video? Like, she doesn't have much power in her voice. John Legend is completely overpowering her. Also, are they supposed to be falling in love on the train? It's very strange. It's very weird.
I got the impression that, like, I read somewhere that the whole storyline was that this is taking place in the 1950s or whatever, and it's this love story of an interracial relationship or something like that between her and him.
Okay.
That's what I read.
So this is like a civil rights song from Wendy?
A civil rights song?
Oh my God.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because it's just like from that would have been like the era sort of around the civil rights movement, no? 1950s, 1960s kind of thing. So like, they're supposed to be what? This is like a freedom fighter movement? Is this like, I don't know, like this is strange.
Such an odd matchup.
You know, the first time I watched this video, I didn't really notice that there was a storyline. Now I guess I have to pay attention.
The coffee that I need in the morning. Yeah. They straight ripped that song. Daniel Caesar and her. This beat is just like that song. And even the way they're singing the song.
Well, knowing SM, I'm not surprised.
The weird thing is Wendy sounds great, of course. I do not like John Legend's voice in this song.
Really?
Really. He's, to me, like, it should have been with a different artist, not John Legend. Yeah.
He sounds like he always does to me.
Yeah.
Well, no, definitely. That's the problem, though, to me.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, okay.
Honestly, she should have done this duet with Jungkook.
Oh my God. Well, you know, maybe they could be from both. I don't
Honestly, a
know.
civil rights song set in America with Jungkook and Wendy.
I just. Oh my God.
Which would make absolutely no
Oh my
sense.
God.
I would be
Like, I'm
beside myself.
just so confused about everything now. Like, I'm in a tizzy. What is SM doing here? SM doesn't care about black people. Like, what's going on?
I don't think SM even knows that black people are real.
Oh my God. It's a black ghost.
Like when I think of black people, I don't think SM. I think JYP.
You mean JYP, the Asian soul?
Recognize real. I mean, so that's all I gotta say. You know, why do you think you stay mad?
Have
Oh,
you
so
guys
that
seen the thing where the guy, I guess on Show Me the Money or something like that, he was like, these kids, they don't know real hip hop. Real hip hop is, he was like,
Oh
they grew
yeah.
up in the slums and they like, couldn't afford to do this, that, or the other, so they had to sit by the fireplace.
And
what?
And what? And what? Sit by the fireplace and what?
I can't even finish the statement.
Right? Rap?
It was so ridiculous.
Show Me the Money in general, though, was quite a ridiculous show.
I was like,
Yeah.
how is this person who's probably never been to an actual like hood in America gonna tell people what a hood in America is like, and by extension say that that's real hip hop? Like, I don't know, it was just weird to me.
So
It's
is he being taken away to a segregated area? Is that what's going on?
He's going to the hood, Nat.
He's going to the hood where the real hip hop is.
Oh my goodness.
Uh, so they really like the song.
Was there really even segregation? Like, did segregation apply like Korean against American, against Black American, like in America?
to be
That
fair,
sounds like a dumb
I don't-
question. It probably is, but I'm like really serious. Was there like
Not really. I mean, because I don't. To be honest, I've never really thought about like other like ethnicities as far as that's concerned.
yeah?
Well, Asian people had slaves, right? So, I mean,
What
there was definitely like, yeah,
in
Other
America?
Asian-
in America,
Oh,
yeah,
in America? Oh.
yeah. I don't know, like, in terms of like what was going on in Korea in the 50s. That would have been like,
lots of war.
Yeah,
yeah, I was about to say like it was right after World War II.
Korean
and-
War.
yeah,
And I have no idea when it was, but yeah, okay,
Yeah,
so
that's the Korean War.
yeah.
there you go, there you go.
I think
In
Korea
America.
was worried more so about like North Korea
Yeah,
and
exactly.
still Japan. To
You
some
know
extent.
what? They had a lot of help from the States, so I'm sure they had Black people working there at the time. So
That's
I
pretty
think that they
shocking.
were very grateful for the help, regardless of the skin color at that time.
Interesting point of view.
Mm. So, what's our verdict on the MV?
MB
I
is
am
glorious.
not
Oh,
here for this.
wow.
Like,
Nice and quiet and soothing, but what I don't know what that video was.
yeah, the song I really actually enjoyed the song, minus John Legend. But the
So half the
video,
song?
but the video, they could have kept it.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement that they were doing too much with the video.
Like,
Their deep videos are like that, though, no, right? Like, Red Velvet's only for the was it only for the nights or whatever? The one that was supposed to be about the ferry incident. That was just really all over the place. I didn't really get it when it dropped.
Oh,
So
I know what
maybe-
you're talking about.
Maybe
yeah.
it's like maybe whoever creates these storyboards for these music videos is just too complex. And that's why we don't get
Perhaps.
it. Okay.
It's like, oh, how can we, make it very clear that this is about civil rights? Oh, let's have him sit at the back of the bus and like this, take it to the compound. I don't know. Like, it just felt misguided.
Yeah.
That's a good word for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Next video is a girl group that is kind of hanging on the edge there as far as recognition, I think. Wacky Mackey. And I put them on the list because I feel like they have a lot of potential, but they keep getting served crap songs. And I was really hoping that this would be one where they would kind of bust out, but I don't think that they are quite there yet. So I slid this one in on here. So this is Crush. And I'm curious to see what you guys think about them too. So
they also have PD 101 girls, right?
yes, they do. That's one of them. Do-yeon, I think.
She's very pretty.
Then there's another girl. I forget her name. Yeah, but they've actually kept to their like girl crush image. Their songs are just very like mostly missed. You know, this reminds me of that one song by Girls' Generation. It was the one they also had like army jackets. It was the one they released after they got rid of Jessica.
Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me.
Technically, Jessica was in the music video. They reshot it after they kicked her out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
This is
But that
like
song is much better.
If Blackpink and Twice had a baby, it would be.
Oh my god, yes. Yes. Because it has the Blackpink colors, especially.
Yeah. But it's very also Twicey.
Yeah. There's so many girls too.
I could see songs like this being very popular, like particularly in East Asia, because it has that I call it like 8-bit feel. You know what I mean? Like a J-pop feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem like they're just kind of they're still.
I think a gun like that. I don't really know much about guns or firing ranges, but that seemed weird.
I feel like this was the plot of Twice's last video, but I could be very wrong. Isn't this the plot?
No, we're missing the little like Stay Puffed
gummy
creatures. Yeah.
Oh yeah, those those were cute.
They were. Okay.
It reminds me of Twice Bulldozer in that aesthetically you think it's gonna go hard,
and it doesn't.
And then musically, it's like, oh, okay,
yeah,
not what I thought.
I think I saw a teaser for this too, and I remember on Twitter everyone was saying like, "Oh, they're coming for Blackpink. You know, they're gonna come hard." Blah blah blah. Now look at this. Wow.
This is like the furthest from Blackpink that you can possibly get.
Exactly.
Honestly, YG doesn't know what he has on his hands. Like, as a company, YG is just like really not doing Blackpink their justice.
No, like if you look at there's this post on Omono with like the breakdown of like album sales for each company, and iKON is number 1 in YG, but Blackpink is just barely under them, and they had 1 mini. iKON has had 3. You know, so
yeah,
clearly
the full album.
And I can only buy the same album so many times. I mean, not that I'm purchasing them because you know my motto.
We do. I feel like if these girls had other singles or like were more popular and we knew them, this video would be cute. Like, because there's a lot of personality sort of trying to come through individually for these girls, and I like that even though they have the main girls from PD 101, they still kind of gave everybody some room to shine. But because I don't know any of these girls, it's just like, oh, you're cute. And this video is boring.
Yeah, that was boring.
I wish them all the luck. All the best.
They
best.
definitely recycled that plot though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was now that I'm looking at it again, that was pretty much kind of the same thing. Except for the ending.
But I didn't get it. Like at the beginning, were they training or were they just like randomly fixing cars?
It looked like they were getting ready, but then the 9 of them, or however many are stuck together. Who does that in a heist? You don't go together in one big cluster. Of course you got caught.
Even twice split up. Come on.
You say that as if twice would not have had the mental faculties.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, that was Wiki Mikey. Now we have
the main
our first male group on the list, Monster X.
Oh no,
yeah.
This is not the main event. This is the show opener.
Shootout.
Wow.
This is, you know what? Who just went on tour with Tiana Taylor? Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah. Monster X is Jeremiah. And you know, our next boy group will be Tiana Taylor. So we'll see.
And that is a commercial.
Wait, is this the group with that guy named Shonu who's always on Twitter? Okay, that's him, right? Okay. Well, there's a plus.
I don't really like their music though, because they're like on the fringes too much for me.
Whoa. This Waka Waka thing that's going on here. What was that about?
He's the Joker from Batman. Not that those two things have anything to do with each other.
Okay. Well, whoever was rapping in the beginning, I actually thought he was doing a pretty decent job. I don't know their names though, except for Shonu.
Shonu
was
Hyungwon, and I am. Right? Or is it M?
I am. Yeah.
I remember him because he's cute. And Hyungwon, I remember him because he's a meme. They remind me of VIX.
They definitely have the VIX look going on, kind of, here.
Yeah. But I feel like VIX would be a lot more extra than this.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
I can't stand VIX, by the way.
What? What?
Because I think, you know why.
I don't know. Waka Waka just makes me think of Fozzie from the Muppets.
They're just
That's what it was.
For the Fozzie Bear, like, memes.
They've used a Shiny set, a Super Junior set, a BTS set. Come on, Monster X.
I feel like I'll like this on a music show.
Yeah. I think it'd be more fun when you see them performing and sort of, I don't know, dancing around and stuff like that. This video is like kind of basic.
It's kind of all over the place too.
Yeah, it's like doing a lot, but also not doing anything at all.
They look pretty nice.
Because their choreo doesn't shine through, and then like there's no real storyline to me. I could be wrong. I'm not a Monster X stan, so I don't know the theories and stuff.
I never get storylines.
Well, if there is, I don't know it yet. but some of like their other songs, there was like a theory, but I don't know if there is one.
Was there a theory for Beautiful?
Yes.
That's a great song. So I would love to know. Okay, that's for later. All right.
Yeah. 3 hours for me to explain it all.
Okay, so there's an envy card in the garbage. It's on fire. Like, is that what the shootout is? They're shooting out somebody because they're jealous?
Well, I think I saw a wrath card too, so maybe it's the 7 deadly sins.
Ooh, is there 7 members? That works.
Didn't he say that he'd get in the shootout for her or something? That's interesting.
But it looks like they're gonna do like a trilogy or something like that because it says take 1. So it looks like we're gonna get more story. Maybe it's gonna link up and make more sense.
I'm excited.
How did everybody love the song?
Jonathan? Or Jay?
Okay. Who's Jonathan? We don't know him. now they're fighting me.
I'm freaking out.
No, I'm kidding. It was okay. I mean, and I'm trying as its own single, it's good, but like compared to their other stuff, I mean, it's not that great to me. So, yeah. That's all I gotta say. It's just not that great to me from their other songs that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about it.
It just seemed very like kind of just generic boy band. Like, yeah, it was just. I mean, I've liked some of Monster X's other songs too, and I'm with Jay in that it's just compared to those, it's just very like bland to me. Like, there's nothing that would make it like stick in my head, like at all.
Janelle?
I mean, I feel the same. Like, it's. I feel like it's been done before, and it's
By
not
Vix,
bad.
EXO?
It's I just like I don't know, just a handful of other boy groups, and it's like it's good. I'll listen to it again, but it's not. It didn't catch me right away. Like, yes, I want to listen to this over and over. But then again, I'm not a stan or whatever. So,
well, you're stronger than me. Nat?
Show New exists, and they really should probably put more effort into some of this music because Sister is not there to pay the bills anymore. So,
wow,
it might be best if they drop something else.
Jay, do you have a
better
Finch's point of view?
She's kind of right because like after after I don't know what it was. What was another one? It's like they had a song called "Living It Up" for their Japanese release, and I was like, okay, we're gonna live it up, and I was like, no, we're not. This is not.
Yikes!
The title really tricked me because up until that point, all their other songs, I was like, yes, they've been releasing consistent minis, the title tracks are all good, and then when that came out, I was like, what are y'all doing? And this is kind of continuing that trend. I hope this is the last song that's like this, and they go back to making the good bops that I need. So, but we'll see. We will see.
Yeah.
What about you, Jimin?
Oh, I have no thoughts.
So that's why you want to hear everybody else's. Like, yeah. Yeah. I do hope that they drop something like Dramarama and Beautiful. I really like those songs, and I had no idea who Monsta X was before them. So there you go. I really do hope that they come a lot stronger.
As long
There's
as
more
they
competition.
As long as they keep being Starship's GOT7, I'm cool with it. I think they're funny. No, like to me, I think they're genuinely entertaining their music is just okay to me. Like everybody
Yeah.
loves their music, but it's not like particularly my style. It's the same thing with GOT7, except for with GOT7, I'm pretty sure most people don't love their music. Like I think there's only a handful of people that are like, I just love everything they release. But to me, they're a lot like GOT7 in that regard, where they're very talented, they're funny, they have personality for sure.
So it's the passion. It's not the fact that you can see they
Pretty much.
can or cannot dance or rap.
Wait, what'd you say?
What?
No, wait, what'd you say?
I said it's not the fact that whether they can or cannot sing, dance, or rap. It's that they have the passion. We had this conversation before about
Yep.
your talent is the passion. Moving on. What's next?
You know what? Some groups have the black hole, and really what keeps them there is the passion.
Yeah.
That's their talent.
I mean,
Yeah.
we can say that about quite a few groups.
Leader,
Yep.
this.
Oh
Anyways,
my
what's the next
god!
video?
I hate to do this. Jay, you shouldn't have said that because now I'm thinking like, what really is GOT7's talent? Besides, they're pretty visual. That's not a talent though. Being pretty is not a talent.
I mean,
Some of them can sing. Young Jay can, hit a note. What else can they do? Like they can't rap at all. Like
They can dance. They can dance.
Oh yeah,
Right? That comes dancers.
they have a dancer in the group.
Yeah. They do have like pretty good vocal tones for some of the members in the group.
Some is the keyword.
Yeah.
I think the variety is a talent, right? Because I mean, a lot of people like to watch them just to see like what they'll say or do.
Yeah. Honestly, here's how I feel. If BTS with absolutely no vocalists can blow up, anybody has a chance. But to be fair, BTS has talented dancers and rappers, so I'm not sure that's a fair comparison. I don't know though, because GOT7 is pretty visual. I'm done. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not doing the GOT7 BTS thing. Armies are gonna have my neck tomorrow.
I basically have no stake in this at all. I was just, yeah.
Me either. I just love riling up armies.
Okay, ready for our grand finale?
You mean the highlight of the night?
The highlight of the night.
Hopefully,
Golden Child with Genie.
I just want to say to all the haters out there who are hating on Golden Child, you're probably right. Let's go.
I don't know.
They may surprise us.
I doubt it, but I'm excited nonetheless.
Ready for this video views to jump up from like 20 to like 10,000.
Ooh, weren't they just acquired by SM?
Maybe?
I think Woolen was just acquired by SM.
Might be a subsidiary thing.
Can't be an untalented SM group.
Let's see. Yeah, SMCNC announced. Yeah, it merged with SM. So, yeah.
They stole a 17 move. Okay, no, only positive. So you can only say positive stuff about Golden Child.
Or, yes.
It's a challenge.
I like the colors. I love all this pastel and like gold.
The beat is kind of cute.
Yeah.
I can tell you, having taught elementary in Korea, like I can see this being big with the elementary kids.
Oh, interesting.
Like 5th grade, 6th grade.
It does sound very Disney. Something Zac Efron would have released back in 2008.
Sis, don't do it. Zac Efron is not even at Golden Child level. Like, he
wishes
D.
he could dance like that.
Yeah,
he's a D to their A plus. Look at all these hearts. Yeah.
I don't know anything about Golden Child. I know they exist.
Yes. That's not really all you need to know.
I definitely mean this as a compliment. This is very 17-esque. Didn't we say this about them before?
I think
You
so.
know,
I don't
They
know.
give 17 vibes.
I can't remember.
And I would take that as a compliment because I very much like 17.
I love 17, so that's definitely not an insult.
Yeah.
Are they elves? Is this like? Are they
Oh,
elves
girl,
of
I
love?
thought you meant
Love
Suju
Factory.
stands when you said that.
Oh no, no. Sorry, no. Are they like heart
Golden
elves?
Factory,
Love
sorry.
elves? Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that their rappers should never rap again, but I think they should focus on their vocalists.
I think they do an okay job as idol rappers. I mean, they're still young.
Yeah, how young are
To me,
they?
EXO has the best idol rappers, and I don't like EXO, so you know that hurt for me to
Soon,
say.
Shorty, I'ma party till the sun down.
That's an iconic line. I don't ever want to hear you speak any slander on it ever again.
Oh,
These boys
Their
some dancing
dancing
fools.
is very synchronized.
yeah. That was
Well,
actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, I
They're
can't
from
do
the
That
that.
was
same
dope.
group. They're from the same label as Infinite, so
Oh well, there you go. Yeah, they definitely merged with SM then, if that's the case, because Infinite's label is Woolen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Lovely's is from there too.
I'm having trouble keeping track of how many there are. It seems like
There's 10?
9 or 10.
I want to say 10, but I
Okay.
don't know anything, so. uh
I wish they were at least like all 21 and above so that I can like make comments.
7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah.
Nothing weird. No weird comments. But like be hard on them.
You know what? They would do really well, I think, in like China.
I feel that.
This based on like in like Taiwan and those places, on like the type of idols that I see.
Mhm.
They're like really like even guys my age, like who look really young, like Aaron Yan, who look like these guys in this group here. So I feel like they would do pretty well if Korea's not like giving them the love they deserve.
Mhm.
Somewhere else.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I see an English version from something from Golden Child.
An English version.
Yeah, you guys don't see that? Oh, you know what?
Wait.
That's 23 minutes.
Golden movie.
That's 23 minutes long. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah,
I
look,
thought it was a music video because I was about to say they have an English song.
No.
Yeah, I don't know
My-
what that is. Golden Child, Golden Movie.
rather long. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say if it was a music video, let's watch that, but it's not. That was really good, phenomenal song of the year.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
I would
Um,
I would give
that
their
belongs to
mini a
Icon.
listen.
Okay,
yeah.
that title belongs to Icon. Song of the year. I just want to say that right now.
Song of the year.
Actually, song of the year belongs to Pentagon. Sorry,
I don't know
YG
anything.
stands.
I believe
I was
both of
about
you.
to say. Pentagon song wasn't number one for 43 days though. So
I mean, we can all media play, and you know, we can all buy our own albums. We can all have our CEO buy our album.
okay, did
I'm
the
kidding.
Pentagon song get
Totally kidding. Please do not take me seriously. I just love the banter.
Oh my goodness.
I also love the idea of like all the YG employees just going to buy Icon's albums just like in droves.
Oh my gosh. So they can keep their jobs because otherwise they're gonna get fired.
Honestly,
You better come back with 10 or else.
the way YG has declined, like financially. I mean, obviously, I say that saying that it's clearly not like they're not, you know, I don't know, cube status or something like that, but they used to be at one point, you know, the top company. Now, I don't know.
Nobody's checking for.
They're competing with JYP for number 3. And honestly, they're not even competing because JYP is number 1 in any poll. So that's just objectively speaking.
I saw an article that said that all the company stocks have taken a tumble, though. Like recently.
The Hallyu wave.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe their senior groups, you know, just throwing that out there, you know, just maybe, maybe not do that. Let your money makers go away.
Yeah, I mean,
Just saying.
Okay, no more thoughts about Golden Child?
We wish you the best.
They're single-handedly keeping SM alive. So
Bold statement.
You know what? When I go to the SM museum, there better be a section on Golden Child. I'll be very upset if there's not.
I don't even know what an EXO is. I don't know what a BTS is. I don't know what those things are. I only know Golden Child.
Yeah.
So, period. What are their stands called? Are they called like Nuggets? Oregon Trail?
I'm gonna look that up.
Children.
What? No, this can't be right.
What is it?
It says goldenness, which is not a word, but so are so many fandom names.
Okay, Golden Mist.
Is that true?
Um,
I don't want to click
spray.
all K-pop, and I'm not clicking on all K-pop.
Golden Mist.
Yeah,
New
goldenness.
No,
Okay.
You?
They didn't think that through well enough.
They did not.
No, they did.
There's a lot of issues with that.
A lot of these group names, though, are pretty crappy. So I'm not saying that theirs is the worst that I've heard, but
when I realized that ARMY was adorable representative, see,
and I say that as ARMY, like, oh, I'm not gonna tell you what it means.
That's so extra. So extra.
I mean, it's up there with ELF.
How did that come about? I always wondered that, to be honest.
Yeah,
like,
same.
What part of Super Junior just makes you think ELF?
Or like HOT's name, like not their fandom name, but their name, like High Five of Teenager.
Yeah.
That was in the 90s too. You think it would have gotten better?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what Finkel was like Finn killing Liberty or something like that. Like it was a very Finn killing Liberty.
What does that mean?
It stood for the oppression of all freedom.
Honestly, the best acronym name in K-pop is Best Absolute Perfect. It's stupid, but it's dope. Like, if you think about it, Best Absolute Perfect, I don't know. Something about that just is like, oh, wow, that could be a Migos song. Like,
in my head, I just say BAP.
I would say BAP too.
BAP.
Okay,
I wish BTS would stop saying that their name is Beyond the Scene in English. It's like, it's okay to be Bulletproof Boy Scouts. It's kind of cute, actually.
Yeah. It's very K-pop.
Oh my god, I just found out maybe like 3 weeks ago or maybe a month ago. I don't know. Either way, I just realized that BTS's light stick was a bomb.
Oh,
y'all have known me for years. I did not know that.
That's actually pretty cool too.
I felt weird at the concert. Like, obviously everyone there knows what it is, but the staff were so confused, and I didn't want to just keep calling it a bomb because this is the world we live in. So I'm just like, light stick, because yes.
Oh, so Golden Child's name comes from a combination of golden and coolness.
What?
Goldenness. Goldenness means cool goldness.
Oh, it's
cool
an
golden,
acrostic,
golden
but I
cool.
didn't translate it. I guess I could go back and look at that.
Oh, it's an acrostic. Oh, cool.
Okay, so Golden Child, so Gold Child. Dia, maybe deer. I don't know what blue.
Deer as in like DER, like
Like
deer in
it's
headlights.
Dia, like in Korean. So it's like I think it's supposed to be the word deer.
Oh, I thought you were saying it was the English word.
I'm happy
deer.
to call you by name, and I definitely have to use Google Translate for that last part.
Oh, one of the members is a younger brother of an Infinite member.
Oh,
Oh,
well, that makes
no
sense.
wonder he got fined.
You beat me to that comment.
I mean,
You beat me to that comment.
I love these like K-pop profile pages because it
Me
gives you
too.
like all this information you never asked for, but
know.
just random
his blood
stuff.
type is A minor. Okay, that's not a blood type, but
minor.
you know what I mean. She had Ash in the background. I was just like, did she just say A minor? She roasted me. Oh, I deserve it. Yep, best absolute perfect.
All right.
All right.
Whenever everybody is ready.
Yeah, I am ready. Ready.
All right.
I want to talk about some trash today.
We
But
did.
it's not about me.
That's completely up to y'all. We can talk as much trash as you like. Just
Ash, when did you leave?
when y'all were talking about what were y'all talking about? Y'all were talking about with names and group names and stuff, and we're looking them up. So I took a little break.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself for the rest of the podcast, and then we can get
Okay, so we'll talk about NCT and stuff. You can just be muted. That's okay.
You know, as long as you don't say anything slanderous, that's fine with me. As long as you don't compare them to
Got 7.
GOT7. How did you know I was gonna say? Can you get out of my head? I'm gonna scare y'all.
All right, I'm gonna do 5-second, 5 whatever countdown, and we'll start. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Not Your Average Netizens. This is Ash. Welcome to another episode of the podcast where we talk about all things K-pop. And I'm joined here by my lovely roster of K-pop podcasters. And I have here Janelle.
Hello.
Jay.
Hello, everyone.
Nat.
Hello.
And Jimin.
Hi.
And let's get it started. So we have, I feel like this has become a weekly thing. We have another update on the Hyuna Idan saga since we've had our last show. Obviously, this is known to everybody, but Hyuna officially confirmed that she was leaving Cube Entertainment, and Cube released a statement saying that they reached an agreement to terminate her contract on October the 15th. Upon this statement coming out, Hyuna posted a number of pictures and video on her social media of her and Idan together. And then sometime after that, Hyuna also posted a handwritten letter to Cube Entertainment CEO Shin Dae-nam about her treatment at the company. And I will read just a little bit of it. So she wrote to CEO Shin Dae-nam, as you probably know, the only thing I've ever done was do my very best for the Cube Entertainment that exists today. Firstly, when I was parting ways with JYP, I was on Chairman Hong's side. Secondly, when there was a conflict between Chairman Hong and President Park Chung-min, I turned down President Park even when he tried to convince me and stood on the side of Chairman Hong. Thirdly, after Cube went public, the only thing I've done is do my best to help create the Cube that it has become today. She also talks about how since the beginning of September, her schedules have been canceled. Obviously, she found out about being removed from the company through secondhand news. And then she also goes on to say, every day is torture for me. For these past 2 months, it has been too difficult for me to wait. I ask that you give a response by the 15th. Then I would like for the contract to be canceled cleanly and gentlemanly. If I receive no response by then, I will go about it on my own through a press conference on the basis of the facts that have occurred thus far. I ask once again, I've done only my best, very best, deteriorating my health in order to sacrifice for the Cube that exists today. Despite my feelings, my image has hit rock bottom, and my reputation has been tarnished because of my removal from Cube. If you remember our beautiful memories, I ask that you resolve this issue beautifully and amicably. May Cube experience continuous and endless growth. Thank you. From Hannah, October 4th, 2018. Much was made about this letter from Hannah. She's also posted a few pictures since then, basically showing that she is living her best life and is going about her life just carelessly and happily. She posted a picture where she sent her mother a bouquet of money, apparently, and and more pictures of her and Edon. So, what do we think about Hannah? It seems like she's taken was pretty assertive in this whole entire affair. I mean, she pretty much wrote a letter and said, do something or I'm going to take this to the press and we're going to have it out in the public. And, I want out of my contract. I feel like because of the fact that she's been so forward about all of this, that her public image is taking a hit, but at the same time, I feel like she doesn't care. So, what do we think about this next chapter in the saga?
She better care if she wants to eat. I mean, how she went about some of the things that she did, I'm kind of like, I don't know about that. I mean, like going back when she was pushing all over Edon and they were dating at the time, but nobody knew that. But I was like, girl, what are you doing? Like, and like his reaction. Now I don't know if that was for show or if he really was like, girl, what are you doing? But
Edon is a virgin. Of course that was for show.
but I don't know. And I mean, just like, I can't, her schedule's been canceled. I mean, I don't doubt that because of the way that some of these companies are. That if that was like right after she had came out and said, oh yeah, we're dating, and they were like, no more shows for you. Yeah, because she was supposed to have a comeback and that never happened. So I don't think that really helped things out on their part that they did that. That I was like, okay, so we said that y'all weren't dating, and then you said that you were, so we're gonna take your job away. And then she was like, LOL, bye. And that's another thing too, is like her and Edon, like they break up, she's gonna look foolish. Sorry. She's gonna look foolish.
They better just get married at this point. For everything that happened. Like if they break up, the netizens will they'll never forget it.
They don't have like a good relationship whether they're together or not. She is gonna look foolish, and then he's gonna look like he was just with her just for a come up that didn't work out because like so far his career hasn't like blown up or anything like that. Even if he did like write a lot of Pentagon songs, so in a way they're both screwed. And I don't know. I'm like kind of like over about hearing about them. Like okay, they're out of the company. Like the dust has settled relatively so much. Just do
Although
something else now.
to be fair, we still haven't heard anything definite about Eton. I mean, some people feel like
All I got.
he has his, what is it? He has his own Instagram or some form of social media, and Pentagon were not allowed to have their own like individual social media. So some people point to that as evidence that he's no longer with the company. But nothing's been announced. So, but I mean, the way things are going, I wouldn't be surprised. So,
I mean, Hannah's gonna be fine. I'm overhearing about the news, and now I just want them to do whatever they're gonna do. I mean, and he's probably out of the company. Let's be real.
I mean, out of everybody, all the players here, I probably would feel worse. I feel the worst for Pentagon, just because
Yeah.
that's some crappy timing.
To be fair, they can just live off of the success of Shine for like the rest of 2018.
I was about to say, for how long?
Don't got that much longer left.
Yep.
There was one
Too
point
much.
in time where
They're on a one now.
I feel like there was one point in time where I would have flown to Korea and personally officiated Edon and Hannah's wedding. But now I'm just really over the whole situation. Like I still am happy that they are able to get freedom, but it's just like at this point, I feel like Hannah is kind of like, I don't know. It's just like I don't want to say rubbing it in people's faces, but it's just like, we get it, girl. You getting the D. Every time I think about that, I think about the video of him like dancing on stage. Anyway, you guys should check the video out, by the way. I feel that basically I'm over it. I'm ready for us to, like them to stop having progress reports on the status of Hannah and Edon's employment. I just don't care anymore. Like I don't, because the main thing was that to me, like from my opinion, the main concern was like they were able to be normal people who can live normal lives, and it's clear that they're getting that chance. And honestly, Hannah will be successful no matter what, if in my opinion. Edon can survive. I don't know with what resources. I mean, he has talent, allegedly, but he definitely has the it factor that we were talking about earlier. He definitely has that. I think if I don't know how to say this without being mean, so I'll just say that he has the it factor. He clearly is talented. I like what he did for Pentagon. And if anybody, if BTS can make it, anybody can make it. That's all I gotta say. I'm out.
Mic drop. I do have something to inquire about. Like reading the letter again. I'm kind of wishing that they didn't release the fact that she had been parted from the company so she could have had that press conference, because I kind of want to know what we don't know so far.
Yeah, that definitely would have been more interesting, news wise, if she had been forced to if they had forced her hand, then she would have had to, come out. And I mean, I guess we should be satisfied that Hyuna even decided to write a letter, because even that's not something typically that idols do, upon leaving a company. I mean, that she revealed quite a bit just in the, little bit that she wrote.
Yeah, about the split with JYP and how she was on Chairman Hong's side. Yeah, it definitely adds some layers to her split with JYP and it being just due to her being sick, quote unquote. Um, but yeah, I feel really bad for Edon. I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people are just like, oh, they're gonna do so much better, blah 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 blah. But I think people really mean Hyuna. I I don't really see Edon doing anything. Maybe writing behind the scenes, maybe producing, but he's still so young and Nugu. I still feel like Pentagon is actually the best thing for him.
If we're keeping it all the way real, what's hindering him is that he doesn't fit a certain standard. That's like the main thing that will hinder him. I didn't want to say that, but I had to come out and say it. I think that that's the main thing.
Because he looks like
Korea.
The Walking Dead.
Oh, well, I didn't say that. You did. But netizens overwhelmingly think that Edon is just a corpse. That I don't think I've ever seen a beautiful corpse. So we'll just leave it there. I don't think that, but they do. Edon, you're beautiful. Allegedly.
I like his rapping tone because it when I first heard him rap, it reminded me of GD and
yeah. I don't know why I said it like that. I agree.
I like the high called like high tone rappers. I mean, everybody's like when a guy raps in deep voice, they all go crazy about that. And I'm just like, it's so normalized in K-pop. I think that I kind of just like is background noise. But when a guy is rapping in a high voice, like Edon, I'm like interested and stuff like that. So like when they like rap in an aggressive tone, it's just the interesting sound. I mean, that's kind of like what GD does. Like he's done all kinds of things with his voice, and we all know like his voice is high, like for a guy, anyways. So I guess that's what I liked.
I totally agree with you. Like a lot of people will try to fight me on this, but I think, like, for example, I think J-Hope has the best voice in BTS. I think that Edon has I love his voice. Who like all those high pitched voice rap, like compare that to like Jackson, whose throat sounds like it needs a bottle of lotion.
He just needs to gargle before he steps into the booth. I don't understand why they don't make him do it.
I'm gonna send him some Jergens so he can swallow it. I got time for them ashy vocals.
I just don't. I mein, a lot of Pentagon songs, I like Edon's part. Like
the most.
I just like it. That's what I mean. It's just a group of high tone rappers and stuff like that. Even though it's probably gonna sound like other people, I don't care. That's a new concept. I want a piece of that royalty check for that.
Let's start this. Let's go over there right now. We can do a Korean Migos.
Oh my goodness. Well, yes, I do have a.
You don't need to give them any ideas.
I do have a question about like how things went down. I know we've been talking about it for a while, but do you think that if Hyuna had maybe toned down some of the affection she had for her boyfriend on stage, do you think they would have been found out?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
None of them could find out anything.
But they've been dating this whole time. So like why now? Like that's the thing, right? Like this cycle, I just remember before the news dropped that they were dating and they had been dating for so long. I could like every time I turned around, like netizens were complaining about how Hyuna was like groping this poor kid and like how she was just being a little too affectionate and too lovey-dovey and too much skinship and things like that. So I kind of wonder like if maybe she had kept it a little professional. And I'm not like this is not like me condemning her or anything like that. It's just like, working backwards for how things have sort of turned out. And, maybe if they wanted to reflect on like maybe how they could have gone about this a little bit better so they could both stay at Cube and, do what they're doing. Like if she had maybe not been so, overcome with the D, do you think that this would have been still a secret? Like they could have dated for maybe like even 5 years. Well, when Pentagon were more established and like it wouldn't have affected them as much to come out.
I mean, honestly, not to get all NSFW, but Edon's must have a golden D for her to, because Hannah, I feel like her antics are like when you ever met a person who like when they first get into like a relationship or they first get like, hypnotized by another person's genitals. That's what it seems like is happening.
Or maybe when he said he was a virgin, he really was. And that very evening, Huna said, let's make it happen.
But remember, I mean, they've been together for a while now. So it's like for her to still be acting like this is their honeymoon period. Obviously, something is.
He's doing something right. Look, Jay hit it right on the nose when he said that Edon reminded us of G-Dragon because it's something about them high-pitched voice ones. They probably can lay down. Never mind. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. This is a
they get the girls weak. They get the girls weak.
Yes,
keep it PG.
let's put it that way.
Yes.
Honestly, I see how he's Hyuna's type. I could see.
Hyuna's type is like roaches and stuff. In what way?
I don't know. I feel like I can see Hyuna going for that type of like very scruffy.
Quirky? Oh.
Yeah, kind of scruffy, quirky type of guy.
On the lowest of keys, I know I'm gonna get flamed and roasted and stuff. On the lowest of keys, Edon's voice alone could open doors for him. Those doors can be in the shape of legs. So,
oh Lord,
I can definitely see that situation. I mean,
I feel like you're just motivating a lot of these K-pop fan fiction writers to write some new material.
What?
So
I don't. What? Okay. Self inserts instead of Hyuna.
Exactly.
It's like the Pentagon.
Imagine,
no, Pentagon stands hate him. So, which is
imagine
sad.
Edon.
No.
That's exactly what it is.
That's scary. I don't know about. I don't know. I really like Edon. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I haven't heard that he's like racist or whatever. I'm sure he is in his private time, but let me not say that before Edon stands be like, why are you saying he's racist? I just like him. I'm sure that might change though. I wish
it's always open for a change. Always be open for the inevitability of disappointment.
That's why all my faves are dead. I don't stand people until they die.
Alive until they die.
I'm like dead ass because they can't do anything stupid anymore.
As a K-pop fan, I think you have to be open for that sort of thing.
I only have a couple where I haven't heard anything, but I'm just like, it's gonna happen. Like,
yeah.
I just
don't jinx it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know.
Make it until you die, without saying something stupid or doing something stupid. Which, that's asking quite a lot. I know, but please, I'm begging.
I just hope them the best. I feel like they should just go overseas and take a nice long vacation.
Yes.
Get all the touchy-feelies out. Public touchy-feelies. And then come back and then whatever. They got the money. She could do that. They could just take a month-long vacation in wherever.
Yeah,
She better
stay
have the
at
money.
the guy for a
Go to
bit.
Canada.
Yeah.
Go to Canada. Nat will
Fall. It's
open
pretty
her
there right now.
No, it's cold. Like I feel like we just skipped from summer to winter. It's freezing. So
Yeah,
I was listening
I have
to
to work at 6 in the morning, and it's like I gotta wear my winter coat almost.
yeah, yeah. But you know what? Hyuna does have the money because she has a bouquet of are those $50,000? Was it
Yeah.
one?
Yep.
50,001 though is like $50.
Yeah.
Well, there are a
Yeah.
lot of them, and she's using it to wrap flowers. So I'm sure she has, adequate fundage
She
for
probably
a
got it
nice.
from Edon's stripping gig.
You know what? Let's move on to the next section.
Item number 2. Drama Fever. Dear old Drama Fever.
Oh, that brings back memories.
Closed down, unfortunately. Shut down effective immediately, according to parent company Warner Brothers. Earlier this week, Warner Brothers announced that they would be closing the Drama Fever service due to business reasons and in light of the rapidly changing marketplace for K-drama content, a staple of the service's programming. They said that Warner Brothers Digital Labs, which encompasses more than 2/3 of the Drama Fever workforce, will continue operating, serving as the tech engine behind many of Warner Brothers Digital Network's operations. So basically, what happened was it seems to be that, according to a source familiar with Drama Fever, licensing costs for U.S. distribution, commanded by top K-dramas, have rapidly increased in recent years, bid up by larger streaming VOD players like Netflix and Amazon, making the genre focused over the top video business unsustainable. So a show that used to cost $800,000 to license for streaming now goes for around $1 million per season, according to the source. So it seems to be the increasing interest in Korean dramas has led to bigger players getting involved, and Drama Fever got priced out. Drama Fever says they will be issuing refunds to customers as applicable. End of an era. I remember Drama Fever from way back. Anybody here remember Drama Fever or used to watch K-dramas on their platform?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Running Man, I used to watch it on there too. I remember I feel like the peak was around the time when they co-produce Airs with I can never remember actors' names. I'm so bad at them. But the guy who looks like Christian Jenner, who dated Susie.
Oh,
That
yeah, that
Lee
dude.
Min Ho. Lee Min Ho. Yes. And Crystal was in it. And yeah, so I mean, I remember that kind of being like a peak because he is obviously crazy popular and it was like really big drama at the time, especially with the like younger people. Um, I was surprised, but also kind of not because a lot of the people that I follow who are into dramas, shout out to Drama Candy, they had been upset about Dio's new drama, Dio from EXO, and how they were not translating it and posting it on time. So like there was some sketchy stuff a little bit beforehand. And then came the big reveal like, oh, we're shutting down, we're closing up. It's too expensive. And a lot of people were upset. A lot of people sort of reminisce. I think a lot of people had moved on to like Viki and like there's so many places to watch K-dramas now. You don't really need Drama Fever the way that we did maybe like five. I would say for me it's about 5, 6 years. I don't know how long ago it would have been for other people. But it's the end of an era. I feel like with K-pop sort of being more international, and K-dramas also following suit, and Korean movies too, like the Train of Busan English remake. Like I think with them becoming more popular, there was bound to sort of be a shutdown of like the old sites or the older communities. And it's sad in that regard. But it's even sadder because I don't think the content has gotten better in a lot of ways. Like they keep talking about like, Netflix sort of like, putting more money into it. But Netflix has a really crappy drama like list.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I actually first got Netflix for the dramas that they had on there because I wanted to watch it in like a convenient manner, and I was like I wasn't sure about some of the sketchier sites. And I remember my first drama was Boys Over Flower, and I watched it on Netflix. And I remember like just binging on dramas like nonstop for a while, and anime too. And it seemed like they dropped a lot more titles than they added. And the things that they're putting money into, I'm not interested in. So I'm back sort of at shady sites, unfortunately. But yeah, it's the end of an era. I feel like it's next gen Korean entertainment on an international level. And yeah, RIP.
Kyungsu's gonna take over the world.
Sorry?
Kyungsu, Dio, he's gonna take over the world. You heard it here, folks. He's got like, I'm so serious. I'm pretty sure he's got like a movie coming out soon that's, I want to say it's an English movie, like an American movie or something. Either way, he's like starring, and like it's a pretty like dramatic role. I truly think that he's gonna pop off as an actor.
I've heard a lot of good things about the drama he's in right now, and I keep meaning to watch it.
What's it called?
The drama that Kyungsu is in.
I can't remember what the name of it is.
Um, 100 Days of My Prince?
Yes, that is it.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it's ever anything he does is ever going to be better than It's Okay, That's Love. That drama was A plus 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 plus. So wonderful and heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time.
Have you ever seen The Good Doctor?
No.
So there's like a American remake of it. I've only seen the American remake, but it's really good. The American remake is good. And I heard it's like pretty much the same thing as the Korean version.
Okay. I'm kind of tired of like hospital shows.
Well, I think what makes this one refreshing is that the main character is autistic, so it's more so about him overcoming his autism to be good at his job.
I like the Korean version. I feel like the American version is more of the typical
like serial.
Yeah, the procedural type of thing that Americans seem to love so much that I can't really stand. But the Korean one is definitely more focused on romance, of course, and that sort of thing. But yeah.
Thank you, Janelle.
Yeah. Are you what's your favorite drama, or do you have memories of Drama Fever?
I don't even know of Drama Fever specifically. I just know that I used it. Mm-hmm. It was them and Vicky back at the day. What was I? Well, the first drama I think was Gung, and that was a while ago.
Union Soo, Soo? Is it Soo?
No, I almost said Moon Gun Young, and that's not her. From Copy Prince.
Union He. That's her name.
Thank you. I used to be in love with her. That was a funny one. Oh gosh, I haven't watched dramas in so long. I feel like I don't know anything anymore. I definitely remember Boys Over Flowers because we used to, before Omono, we used to post over, oh no, they didn't. And they've just like, you guys can't post here anymore. So we're like, fine, we're making our own group. And then, yeah.
Oh, so that's how it came about. Some history. Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're like, we're really tired of these Korean posts. Please go do your own thing. And so people did.
They've low-key started
but
taking over. Oh, no, they didn't again, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now they do have like all like they have like they'll have one K-pop post that'll have like 5 videos on it and stuff like that. And I'm like, but y'all already got something like this somewhere else. And I thought, oh no, they didn't, it was just Western. But I mean that whole website is just like how it got started and all the drama that happened behind the scene.
Yep, I know about that. I used to be pretty big. Like I used to be on LiveJournal a lot. So yes, it's hard to like.
I just know just from the comments because I never could like be a member because I wasn't active enough. But I was reading it up on there long enough to know some things. But anyways, I have nothing to say about Drama Fever because I really don't watch dramas.
Me either.
And the website that I go on to.
Yeah.
Oh, Jonathan be going on them hood website.
Look, okay, I will say them kind of websites, they are fast with the subs and stuff like that. I mean, I really need to watch the next episode, and I just went without the subs, and I still kind of understood what was going on because I need to know what happened.
Yeah,
because they left the last episode cliffhanger, and I was like, I cannot wait. I was like, I don't care. I was like, at that point, I was like, I don't care if I don't understand what they're saying. I was like, I need to see what happens, and I'm glad that I did because it got even more juicy.
Jonathan took a 10-minute Duolingo class just to watch that episode.
Slow it down.
There was a hello somewhere in that script, and I sure did. You know, when they said it, I was like, yes, I'm on to something. But that's about it. I mean, I really don't watch dramas because what I'm interested in, I don't see that in dramas a whole lot, so I don't watch them. I only watch Save Me because it wasn't a romance. That's the main reason why I watched it. And then sucked me in, and then I really didn't see anything else after that. Then I was like, I need to see this. So, yeah.
Because I'm complete and utter trash, I only watch American remakes. I in terms of the romance genre K-dramas, are they still really like cheesy and really like the guy doesn't ever kiss the girl? Like it's just like they have 5 different angles of them leaning into kissing and they don't kiss.
That's actually my favorite thing to watch. Like the slow motion walk, and then the other angle, and then the back angle, because this usually comes in 3. Usually, sometimes they have a couple more. But now, like I think with that Gongyu one from earlier this year, the Goblin. Sorry. Oh no! From Goblin, you know the one when they were both walking in opposite directions, and then they had like I feel like that had been like parodied a lot and sort of became a new thing.
There is one that. Sorry.
No, go. Yeah.
There is one that went viral, and like I saw it while scrolling through social media, and it made me want to watch it because it was a cute like clip. It was a scene where there was like this guy talking to this girl. I guess he was calling her Bong Bong. It was like his nickname for her, and then they were like sending each other texts. I don't know, some sort of Korean messaging system that I am not familiar with, and they were like sending each other videos, and then like she said good night and called him a nickname. And you know how like stereotypically in any sort of drama, if like a guy tells a girl like oh good night, and like or if he, what I mean, like acts a certain way, like the girl starts freaking out, like, oh my God, he just said this. Well, it was like role reversal because he was like, oh my God, she just did this. And he was like so happy and like kicking his feet in the bed and stuff. I don't know. I just thought it was so cute. I was like, oh, now I have to watch it.
There are a lot of dramas like that, though. I feel like, in terms of the men in a lot of these dramas, they usually start off as like, you know, this like
Kindity.
the Wuthering Heights, you know, like aggressive, masculine, you know, I brood internally, you know, like those type of dudes. But then over time, they sort of soften and then they get like kind of soft and cheesy. Like I don't know if that's that's a trend that I noticed.
Really? Because that's kind of my thing.
Is that what it's called?
Sorry?
Sudare? Sudare?
Oh, I always thought it was Chindity.
What
I
is
don't know.
it? It's like
Maybe it's Tsundere.
something like that.
It starts with a T
I
and
don't-
it's Japanese.
I am totally
Tsundere.
lost.
It's like
Tsundere is like when you're
Yeah, there you go.
this very like grumpy, standoffish person. You're like, wow, what an asshole. But like secretly, they've got a really soft heart and like they love kittens, and they're like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
you
yeah,
can punch.
sort of like that.
Acting like that.
Yeah, no, but that's
Yeah.
kind of how I find a lot of these characters to be a lot of the time. So
Okay, because I read a lot, and so I like. I'm kind of weird though, because I like high fantasy stuff.
oh no, I do too. I love
Well, like Game
Yeah.
of Thrones type stuff. I'm weird. But I read a lot, and like, so my favorite thing to get into if I see a relationship developing, one of two things: either the two characters are like polar opposites, and they go from hating each other to loving each other,
opposite
or
attract. Yes.
there's a bunch of cheating. I don't know what it is
What?
about me and cheating, but like,
What?
I'm like, you better cheat on him. Like, I
We like the drama.
like in books, I just love the drama. Like when two characters, like, oh yeah, you know, I'm falling in love with somebody else or something, and I wasn't in love with my. Okay, I sound really horrible. Cut this out. We're gonna edit that out. That makes me sound
You
like
know
a
what
really
movie? You know
shitty
what? Then,
person.
if you want to watch something about like like that's Korean about that, watch Gong Yu's A Man and a Woman, because it's about like two people who meet because their kids are like in some foreign school or whatever, and they're both in relationships, but it's like complicated, but they have this attraction to each other, so they sort of like fool around. But yeah, it's actually
Wait, you
like
said it's a movie?
it's a movie. It's called A Man and a Woman.
Are you sure that it's Korean and not Chinese?
No, it's definitely Korean because Gong Yoo stars in it. So and he's Korean.
Oh,
Yeah. But
the
that
plot you're describing sounds exactly like a movie that I watched when I was in college. I took a cinema. Don't judge me. It was before I even knew what K-pop was, but I took an East Asian cinema course, and like
that's
so,
cool.
we watched a movie where like there's this man and this woman. They both of their spouses were cheating on each other. So both of their spouses were cheating on them with each other. So they were like, we're gonna cheat on our spouses with each other, but they never did anything. They just kind of skirted around the fact that they had crushes on each other.
Oh, okay.
I thought that's what you're talking about.
No. This is like I think this is actually like a remake of like a French film.
Okay.
But it was shot in Finland, and it's actually like in the winter, so it's like really pretty and snowy. But yeah, I mean, since you're into cheating, that would be a great movie to watch.
This conversation really came full circle. Like we started off talking about Boa's video being shot in Scandinavia. Now we're talking about Korean movies that were shot in Scandinavia.
That is true. Everything is connected.
With the circle being broken.
Exactly. Ash, what about you for like dramas and favorite dramas, drama fever?
I'm not a huge K-drama watcher. Honestly, I get really fatigued by K-dramas for some reason. I can never like stay with one like all the way through. Like, but at some point, like halfway, I always get like tired, and then I have to, and I just kind of peter out. But I did watch like Boys Over Flowers. I've watched The Good Doctor, and there's one more. I watched one with Rain, like way back when, but I can't remember which one it was.
Rain was in a drama?
Yeah.
He was in a bunch of them.
Didn't he do one with Crystal too recently? Like more recently than?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Rain is like Minho if Minho was an uncle.
I've seen parts of Full House, but it was a different one that had him in it. I think it was one where he was like a boxer or something, or he was training to be a boxer, something like that. Anyway, yeah. So only watched not that many, but yeah. And I never watched them. I always watched them through as you guys say, shady or means than Drama Fever. But I always remembered like Drama Fever being around in their site, and they used to do like recaps and things, and I used to read them sometimes even if I didn't watch the show. So I mean, it's kind of like, they were always there. So it's kind of like, even if you didn't, use the site or whatever, they were always around. So it's still kind of weird to think that they won't be there. So, pour one out for Pajama Fever. So, all right. Well, on a happier note, I guess, for Blinks, earlier this week, it was reported that Blackpink's Jennie would be making her solo debut. And people lost their shit. News outlet Sportsdanga reported on October 18th that Jennie was preparing for her first solo album with the goal of releasing it in November. It was said that she was filming her music video in Europe recently, and she's also reportedly preparing other various content. And after the initial reports of Jennie's solo activities coming forth came out, then it was reported that each of the members of Blackpink were actually going to have their own solos. So apparently after Jennie has her solo debut, Rose, I'm not actually sure how to say her name. Rose is going to be the next person, with all four of them getting their own solos, and that according to YG, the biggest strength of Blackpink is that each member's ability and talent as a solo artist is as strong as their teamwork / cohesiveness. So looks like they're kind of going on the Luna tip here, which with each of them having their own kind of concept. I'm thinking what I'm getting from that, their concept, maybe their own style, and kind of promoting themselves away from the group, but still as a group as a whole. It was still funny to see people melt down over the Jennie announcement. And people are still kind of melting down over the announcement of all four of them getting solos, because I think people are kind of looking at it as a foregone conclusion that Jennie is going to get a bigger push than the other three, although that's unfounded at the moment. Jennie is definitely kind of seen as the favorite in Korea, but Lisa is also very well liked, and I think, from what I understand, Blackpink, the individual fans of each girl are very devoted. So the stan wars could get kind of ugly as far as people comparing album sales and how well each girl does. It could get kind of ugly. So what are we thinking as far as this whole solo the solo activity that YG is doing with Blackpink now? And let's remember that these girls just released a mini album not that long ago. So,
Which means we'll get a repackage of the mini album with all the solos as a full album. Is what I'm guessing.
Likely. Yep.
I feel like Blinks will just love it. They'll be fine. I'm sure some members will be more successful than others. But I mean, just YG has the money to put money behind them. So whether they're mediocre or bad, like they're gonna do at least decently. But I don't know. I mean, I generally like Blackpink, so I have like just sort of mediocre expectations. Like I'll find it entertaining at the very least, even if I don't love it.
Okay.
Aesthetics, though, I'm sure I'll love the aesthetics.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll definitely put more than enough money in making it a spectacle of some kind, whatever it is that they do. Jimin?
Okay, so that's her answer.
No, I don't have any thoughts. Actually,
Okay. Jay?
I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not whatever about this. I mean, they do have some songs, like out of the 3 that they have. I mean, those are, good songs, but just this whole solo thing, I mean, I don't know. They haven't been out there long enough. Well, from my perspective, just looking at from a music standpoint, I guess that warrants the solo. I just don't see it. I mean, I just know them like as a group, and that's kind of it. And even then, I'm not like really like trying to pick them out or like their style or anything like that. And I mean, this just seems like a cash grab because doesn't he have another girl group like in the works? So once they get up and running, it's like by Blackpink. And I mean, just like, I don't know. Like, they barely work as a group, like, performance-wise. They all look like deer in headlights. I know partially it's because they've been in the basement for, like, a year, so they still kind of don't know how to perform. And I mean, he's working Icon into the ground, I guess, to fund their Blackpink's music videos and stuff. I don't know. I'm just, like, just don't, like, it's just there for me. Like, I'm not excited about it or anything. That might be good because I might be surprised what they come up with, but I'm just like, oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Nat?
Well, as the resident Blackpink fan, I was surprised, but then I remember that Bomb had released a solo single like right at the beginning of 21. So I mean, maybe this was sort of always in the cards since Blackpink is sort of 21 2.0 anyways. And I think what was more surprising to me was the fact that YG was so confident in their skills as individual artists. Because I like from the 7 to 9 songs that they have in these 2 years that they've been out here, they show that they're competent in the studio and that, they look good in music videos. But as you said, like their performance style was never their strongest point. And it never really gave me much confidence or even the idea that they could be solo artists. I mean, I don't really particularly think that Jennie is that great as a rapper or a singer either. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do for her outside of just making her very pretty and look very pretty in the music video. But Teddy's probably going to be the one producing the song, so that will help. YG has money, that will also help. Blackpink, their fandom is pretty consistent, and they're very supportive. So I can see that, she'll get the music video views. I seriously doubt it'd be an all kill, but I think I could see some number ones on some of the charts as well too in Korea. Rosé's next, and that I think will do a lot better. Actually, I'm surprised that they didn't do Rosé first because she's like the artist of the group. She plays instruments and she's like the main vocalist in a lot of ways. And it's November, so it's like slow coffee shop music time frame in Korea. So I thought that Rosé, and like a nice acoustic song would probably do really well right now. Um, I don't even know what they're gonna do with Jisoo, who I think is gonna be after Rosé because I don't know. I feel like the group, like YG, prefers Lisa last out of all the girls there. But even Lisa, I love Lisa, but what is she gonna do? A rap song? I don't know. I'm still kind of flabbergasted by this, and I'm just trying to keep an open mind going forward and hoping for the best. Hoping it's not like at the very least, even if it doesn't pop off and it doesn't do the views and the sales that people expect from a quote unquote top group, I hope that it's actually good and surprisingly good. I think that's what I'm hoping for because these girls were in the basement for a long time and they deserve to be out here making music. So I just hope that the output matches the drive that we see in those in those videos when they're like dying to be on stage and dying to be, with their fans and making music and things like that. So we shall see. I think she looks very pretty, Jennie, in her teaser that just dropped today for her solo. And it's out November 12th, I think. So the day after Remembrance Day. And good luck.
Okay. Blackpink also released their collab song with Dua Lipa, Kiss and Make Up, this past week. And they also have announced that the girls are signed to Interscope Records. Note there, Girls' Generation back in the day were also signed to Interscope Records. So for a brief amount of time. When they had their whole media blitz here in the US, and they were on Dave Letterman and a couple of other shows and performed. So it's only thinking that might possibly happen with Blackpink as well. Any thoughts on the Dua Lipa collab?
You can tell that they added Blackpink after the song had been already recorded and probably ready to be put on the album. You can barely hear them. And like the way that some of the members were singing was like trying to match Dua Lipa, I think, and like the way that she sings, but I don't think Dua Lipa is that great of a vocalist either. So it just ended up sounding kind of like a mess. And the song's catchy. It is, but anybody could have sang it. It's kind of my personal take on it. Also, Blackpink just released an album in Japan, but it's literally just Japanese versions of all of 7 or 9 of their songs. So,
of course,
that's like, I mean, at this point, what I can expect from their English debut is just going to be the English versions of all the songs that they've already dropped.
This is probably what it's going to be. With
those embarrassing English raps that Lisa tends to do for their Japanese songs. I do actually really like Blackpink. It took a while for me to warm up to them, but here I am. But I'm just gonna need them to level up. In the wise words of one Sierra, they need to level up. Please.
they're like at level 2, and you're asking them to be like level 70. That's a lot of grinding.
You know what though? Like, do you remember those pre-debut like dance videos that we got? Like, I need to see some of that on stage. You know, like I need to see that passion, that drive, that synchronicity. Like, I just need to see that Blackpink, the one that was fighting for a position in this company to debut. Like, I don't know if they've gotten soft or what it is, but they just need to. CL needs to get over. No, she doesn't need to get over. She has a right to be pissed. But I would really like for CL to not hate Blackpink because I do think she hates Blackpink, and I need her to mentor these girls and just be like, look, you need to be a bad bitch, and this is how you do it. They need female guidance because I feel like all these men are just telling them that they're pretty and that's it.
Yeah, I mean that the problem is that YG doesn't really have that really much of a female presence, does he? I mean,
No.
it's keeping most of them in the basement, and then or else they've left. So, I mean, who does that leave other than CL?
Yeah, and they're like Big Bang. They're all older, so then they all have like things that they're doing, like army, marriage, whatnot. And then there's Winner and Icon, and they're just. I feel like they're just busy being big fools, doing I don't know whatever guys their age is. So they don't really have female mentors in the company. Because even Dara doesn't seem like she spends much time with them or she acknowledges their existence. So,
yeah, she's usually seen off doing her own thing, like usually doing her own performances and stuff. So she's,
But out of all of them, it's Dara that still stayed. And I mean, same thing too with her brother, because her brother was in Black, and he was a least talented member, but somehow he's the one that got the solo and still has the music career. I don't understand that. I mean, no shit against Dara, because I do think that she contributed a whole lot more to her group than her brother did. But compared to everybody else in 21, Dara was lacking in a whole lot of areas. But then she's the one that's still there singing the songs. I don't get that.
But it's because she's pretty. I mean, like YG told her from the beginning, like your looks are gonna carry this group because they're all ugly. So I feel like Dara, and I also feel like Dara is pretty much like a yes. Like she likes to please people.
Okay, yeah, and then I will say,
I think she's also kind of like she got promoted to having kind of a PR position within the group.
Yeah,
so, like at YG. So
yeah, because of her looks, and also because she's really big in like the Philippines. Because she used to do like I think she did like a pop star show or some like a reality show out there that really propelled her to fame in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So she's like, she's really popular out there, and she does a lot of variety in Korea too. So that has helped her.
Yeah, like I mean, I see it more so for her, but like her brother, I'm just like, and I mean, he's friends with IU, so I mean, I guess he kind of did have a come up, like if not from her not from his sister, from her. Mm-hmm. And I do remember like the variety shows, they had mentioned something about going solo, and he, from what I remember, was the only one that said yes. And I was like, boy, are you serious? I was like, out of everybody in the group, you're talking about going solo with what talent? I was like, what? What?
Yeah, didn't he have like Kuhara too in his music video? Like when she was still pretty hot too?
Yeah. I mean, that song was I like the video. The video was funny.
It was cute, yeah.
And like music and everything. I was like, this is after he had like one or two other songs out, and I was like, this is what you have to offer, and you want to go solo with this? I was like, you need to sit down. I mean, that just blew my mind that somebody like him with his talent was like, oh, I want to go solo. And I was like, you need a lot of work before that happens, but apparently not, because didn't matter. He still got what he wanted. Just like,
I don't know anything else really about Thunder. It's Thunder, right? It's his name.
Yes, unless I want to say he changed it. I
Oh,
mean, I
okay.
was all into that whole drama when that was going on. That seems like a lifetime ago. I have nothing to say about Blackpink and Dua Lipa because, I mean, really, because I don't like Dua Lipa. Blackpink's got to do what they got to do for a come up, but you know, you got to do something to get on the stage. So it's collabing
Yeah.
with her, then I guess so. So they can prepare for their solos, so they don't look lost on stage.
Yeah. I
There we
mean, it could be on the radio. People could request it, and it has a better chance
true.
of being on the radio than like Idol, to be honest. So
Yeah, it does.
Blinks just have to sort of like be on top of that stuff, right? They have to request it and they have to put it on because I mean the beat is catchy. It's definitely like a song that's on trend. It's just the vocal part is not the greatest, but you could say that about a lot of songs on the radio, you know? I feel like honestly they could make something out of this if they really wanted to take the chance and to really push themselves. I mean, Tiffany's on all these billboards around the world doing stuff for H&M, and this is like on her own. So really, I don't think there's a ceiling at this point for what these K-pop idols can do if they take chance if they take opportunities and sort of run with them, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is probably like the best period that they possibly could have because these
Yeah,
companies see the money, the potential, and profit, and so they're willing to take a chance on them now. Seeing,
Time to get uses back together. Nine uses, bring them back. Sistar, bring them back.
oh
You know,
my
bring back
God,
all
I
the girls.
wish.
no, it's
I
too.
wish.
Yeah,
Well, Nine Muses is still
Yeah, I know
together.
it's too
Yeah, Nine Muses
Who?
is still Nine Muses is still technically together. So I
just
mean, they
as
As much as like After School is still together.
no. Nine Muses came out with 2 singles last year,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, yeah. I mean,
but
I can't
there's
remember
just
the
like
last
four of
time.
them, right?
Yeah, there's four, and one of them I can't remember her name. She's on hiatus, aka she got married and is DJing now. Um, but Kyungri and the rest of the girls, they actually didn't they just release some sort of like some dance cover to some reggae song that was not edited or censored on YouTube. So they're still together, and I mean their company is not really doing anything else. So if it needs to make money, because this is their vehicle at this time. So I could see them coming back with a single. They actually did release something this year, I think, for their anniversary. So Nine Muses or Nine Muses A, whatever they're calling themselves, they're still there's still a chance that they're together. Doing better than After School and Sistar and Tiara and Kara and all the other greats we lost. So
Well, well, on the topic of second gen groups, um, I do want to just mention a little something that I saw that I thought was kind of interesting information. Um, I don't know if you guys saw that there were some um, graphics that were released of each of the big three companies and their album sales. And what this basically, they released a pie chart of like what each group contributes to their album sales. And some of the information is pretty not surprising. And some of it's kind of interesting. So, SM Entertainment, about 50% of their album sales are from NCT with 17.6%, TVXQ with 16.4%, and Shiny with 16.3%.
Flop who? Flop where?
I knew Jimin was gonna say something.
Shiny's not a flop.
And then EXO is next with 12.6%. So those four make up the majority of album sales for SM. Then JYP.
Honestly, who is shocked?
I didn't say I was
No
shocked.
one.
Oh, that was meant as a like. Never mind. That was said jokingly.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
didn't NCT drop like 8 songs this year?
No,
So
honestly,
I'm not
NCT is
surprised.
more so because they've been coming back all the time. But I'm talking more so about like Shiny and TVXQ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you when it comes to SM, Shiny. When it comes to K-pop in general, Shiny's my like end all be all. So anytime you have Shiny and NCT in the same sentence, Shiny will automatically get the dub. All right, continue. I'm interested in JYP, and I want to see. I heard GOT7 contributes a lot, so I'm interested.
A lot.
Yeah, well, Twice is in the pie chart with 63%.
What the we joke about them funding the rest of JYP. That's
Then
actually crazy that it's a fact.
Yeah, it's pretty much it's pretty much here. Yeah. And
Honestly, Twice can never break up.
yeah, I think JYP. Well, JYP, I know he said somewhere that he's planning on debuting like 6 or 7 groups in the next few years. So he's trying to make up for it.
I wonder if they're all going to be a part of his new cult.
He doesn't recruit. He just debuts his cult members. So.
Well, and GOT7 was the second biggest part of the sales with 23.7%.
Not shocked.
And then Stray Kids was 7.2%. But Twice definitely.
I don't know what that is.
I don't think anybody knows what that is.
I'm vaguely familiar with them.
I just listened to their new album.
They put out some decent stuff. It's
but
all right.
You know what, Jonathan? The difference between us and you is that you're a Nugu stan, so you know all the Nugus before anybody else does.
Okay, that's true. True.
Okay, and then YG, their pie chart, they have Icon with 33%.
Yeah.
They have Blackpink with 32.1%, Winner with 21.1%, Sungri with 8%, and Taesung with 5.8%.
Now, what's really shocking about a lot of this is the fact that like SM is pretty much like equal, even though there's a lot about SM that is highly unequal, like within groups. I mean, you have some situations where literally there's an NCT song and it might as well not even be an NCT. It might as well just be a Taeyong song with like
True.
There's a lot. It's just weird how like SM has this horrible reputation as a company, but really, honestly, SM could still survive without some of their groups. Like they could honestly cut off the dead meat like Suju, and they could survive. And that's honestly probably why they didn't work super hard for FX. Not to bring that up. To bring it up, because they really can survive. Whereas some companies, cough cough JYP, cough cough Big Hit, like honestly, the Big Hit is obviously not a secret, but like there are some companies that literally cannot survive without one specific group. And that's not a good strategy in the long run, obviously.
No. Yeah, JYP especially like 63% for Twice. That's bananas. Like, and that's actually just working these girls to death too.
Yeah, because Twice comes back.
Yeah,
I swear, I feel like
every
new
month,
moon,
like
Twice
every
comes back.
Yeah, they're getting ready for another comeback now.
And that's right before all these end of the year shows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
they try.
Is Twice
They
gonna win
want them.
anything this year?
Of course, they're the top
Probably.
selling female group in terms of album sales. I don't know how streams, like if Blackpink might have beat them in stream, because YG is still pretty strong in like streaming, but definitely for album sales. Because I mean, this is all based on album sales. It doesn't even account for like the streaming, right? For a lot of these groups.
If it accounted for streaming, I would assume Blackpink would be the highest in YG.
Yes. Oh, for sure. For sure. I think Red Velvet would probably be a lot higher too on SM because they actually do pretty okay in streaming. Um, but I think it also speaks to the fact that SM is just like a powerhouse. Like it has so many groups going right now. Like this is like NCT is not it's not just NCT, it's NCT like 5, 10, like XY, like 7, NCT, the Taeyong version. Like there's so many different versions of it, right?
I feel like that was
So
slanderous, but I'm gonna let you have it.
and then like I mean on here even there's EXO CDX, there's Super Junior Dini, there's SNND, OGG or whatever they're calling themselves. Taeyeon's even on here, like as a soloist. So I feel like SME
Where
has
are
worked.
you guys seeing this pie chart? I want to see it with my own two
It's
eyes.
on. Oh no, they didn't.
Somebody send me a link. I'm lazy.
I turned my computer off. I'm just using it on my phone. Sorry.
I mean,
no, but honestly, if you click on if you go to the website and just click on the tag for SM Entertainment, it's like the second one. I found it like very easily.
no.
But I feel like SME works best at diversifying their artist base and just like the money coming in. Because as you said, somebody goes to the army, they have backups, For JYP, it's Twice. It's basically just Twice right now.
That's not healthy.
No. And yeah?
Well, with SM is like how they schedule their comebacks.
That's a problem.
As soon as say Key's having his comeback. No, it's EXO. And so when EXO finishes their comeback, then Key's gonna have his. So they always have somebody from the company promoting. There's no break from the SM from SM as a company, because as soon as one group or person gets finished promoting, they have somebody else coming back. So I guess that's how they stay in people's mind.
Yeah.
But Twice, they have a comeback every 3 or 4 months.
It's true.
They'll 3 months in Korea, then they'll do a month in Japan, and JYP did a different promotion or a different setup for Twice. They have their own company to streamline things. That's why they can have all these comebacks in a year. And I see that he's doing that with Stray Kids, because what he did with Twice, it works.
Yeah,
it works. That's why Twice can sell all these records, because they keep coming back, and why they can make all these albums so quickly. And I see him doing that with Stray Kids, and if he can make Thunder strike twice, he's probably going to use this model for all these other groups that he's planning. I don't know if he'll use it for 2 p.m. because
when they come back,
they're 8. Yeah, because they're from a different time period of K-pop, and I don't think they were you're not going to work us like a dog. So I don't think he's going to make them go through that. But I think for all these the new groups, he will. Okay, you're going to have your own production company, where everything's going to be streamlined. It's we don't have to wait as long to get the songs out. With YG, I don't know. Because I know with Icon, it's mainly BI that does the writing and the song productions.
And Bobby,
Don't.
I think too, right?
Yeah, so it's mainly the two of them, and I don't know how they like work.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
it's
with
true.
they have Blackpink, they have Teddy as the winner. I want to say they produce their own music, so they might like work
See,
in a similar fashion as Icon and YG artists. They don't put out a whole lot of albums, anyways, compared
See,
to all
no.
the other. So, because he probably well, I want to say he rejects the songs, but since they have more investors than they did in the past, and everybody has to say yes, or almost everybody, so I guess that might be the hold up as to why, even now, nobody's really putting out a whole lot of albums compared to everybody else. And just wanted to throw those out there.
I mean,
It's
that's really interesting though,
yeah.
because like talking about how they schedule comebacks and stuff like that, and how they have the teams working around them. Because like SM is a true factory in a way, with like they literally buy American artists or American songwriters, have them. It's like a real factory. In a way, I guess you could say JYP is too, because the whole idea of each, like Twice having their own company within JYP, that's sort of factory-ish. Um,
Yeah.
sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, that was it. No, because he said that he did that just so that they could make songs, that they could like put the content out there faster. And I guess what he was seeing from like 2 p.m. and Miss A, and like just some of the comments that he made, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I guess he wasn't
Mm-hmm.
happy with amount of songs that were being made, or like the bureaucracy of like, okay, well, we have to, because he said something like they had to like send some of like the production and all that out to other companies to finish it, and then I guess to just like cut down on that, he was like, we're going to do everything in house. And so like that's like where like each group having their own company or management team or whatever came about and stuff. And he's like, well, I was just going to try it twice and see how that goes. And then now he's getting all these awards and money from them. So he's like, I need like that. I mean, I really can't speak much about YG. They just kind of fend for themselves.
I cannot find this post. Sorry.
um,
Yeah, I don't. It's really interesting because I think too, like talking about how SME is like a factory. Um, I noticed too, like when on the reality shows, because all these groups have their like sort of reality shows when they're making their album, so fans get like insight on how it happens. But it's kind of interesting in that they give them songs. They don't tell them. I don't know if it's like sort of like a blind test. They give them the songs and they sort of decide from there what they want to keep. But some of the songs that they go through are songs that people like in these groups have written as well. So I don't know if like the artists submit the songs
I think that that's the
to SME.
case. I
Yeah.
mean, well, okay. I do remember watching like an interview that
Hmm.
I think it was like when Taemin had first debuted as a solo artist. And they were talking about how Jonghyun wrote like a couple songs for him. In those cases, Jong, like he gave Taemin the songs directly. But then Taemin was talking about his other songs that like were not written by Jonghyun. Um, like that, it was basically SM would like, or his managers or whatever, they would like send him the song, and then he would see if he liked it or not, and if depending on how he felt about it, he would pick the song. I don't know if that would be the same for say like an NCT. It's probably that way for like Shiny, because they're like older, they're more established and all
Okay.
that.
That no, that makes sense because that was how it was for Boa's on and off show.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched some of like Super Junior Returns before, and it was like that when they were doing the Lo Siento. I think the Lo Siento, no, the Black Suit comeback.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that as well. And I know too for Girls' Generation TTS, Soyeon had written that song, I think Only You or something like that for their second mini. And
Mm-hmm.
it it wasn't like, oh, it didn't sound like she had written the song and told the girls and they loved it and they performed it. It was more like, oh, they're singing the song and recording it. Like,
Nat,
hello? Can you hear me?
Yep.
You
You
cut
cut
out.
out for a second. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I don't know. As I said, like I feel like SME is like really robotic or just like really cold and indifferent in a lot of ways
Like
when it
their
comes to the
artists, you
music.
mean?
Well, no, I meant like the process, like the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
creative process. I mean, maybe for some of the members too, I don't know, but just the process it doesn't seem really organic. It seems like really structured, like these are the rules, this is how it has to be done, this is the policy and the procedures. Whereas with JYP, it's like, we're gonna give you guys your own team. They're gonna manage you in the way that fits you the best, that's more organic for you, that works for you. And it's like more individual. And YG is more like YG has an ego and he has to decide on every little thing, even though he's technically not the president anymore, I don't think.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's like how it comes across in terms of how these artists create their music. And I think it is kind of reflected in like the speed and um I guess also to
Are you trying to
how
say
much.
Twice's music is trash?
No, I like Twice. I like their music too.
I
But I'm
thought
talking when I said speed, I was
Yana.
speaking more about SM and like how they have so many different like units and
But
individual
I
members and
wouldn't really
groups
say
and
that it's
whatever.
fast though, because for example, like I think it depends on the artist. Like Taemin, it took him 2 years to get Move Out after Press It. And like even to now, yeah, this is only his second Japanese. No, this is his first Japanese full album. Like they're not as prolific as they might seem. I think as a whole, yes, they're super prolific, but like on a group level, I don't really think so. Even to EXO is just now coming back. Like,
Yeah, but like I feel like EXO, even when they're not dropping music, they're all like, I mean, not all because it's a big group, but for the most part, they're doing things. Like Dio is always acting. I feel like
oh
he's
yeah,
always acting, and like CBX, they did have a comeback this year, which is why they're on this list, obviously,
well yeah,
and yeah.
I don't acknowledge EXO CBX.
And Red Velvet has had 3 comebacks.
That's what
NCT is like all over the place.
EXO hasn't had their comeback yet, and they're on the list.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
That's kind of like what I was trying to like. EXO hasn't had a comeback yet, and they are on the list. I think that just goes to show a lot about SM. Just has very loyal stands. Like
of
out of
course.
all of the out of all the companies, I believe, I think SM has the most loyal stands. It's the reason why it's the most like well funded company out of all of the companies. Period in K-pop. Like they just have the most loyal. I don't know what it is. I'm telling you, like that's so weird to me. Even to like in Citizens, like y'all need to calm down. NCT literally just debuted 2 years ago.
I think SM Town, like their concerts and the family atmosphere they bring give off, really does help though. And I think that the SM station, allowing for, different artists from different groups within and outside of the company, have also helped with that as well too. I mean, like there, what's her name? Solji from Red Velvet, 3 group comebacks. She's doing all this other like individual work. Wendy's doing individual work. Like they're always busy. They're always giving you what you want, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
as a stan. So why wouldn't you be loyal? And they have
Mm-hmm.
fostered like this really weird album sort of like fever at SME. I
Uh-huh.
Do Koreans still use CD players? I'm very interested in knowing if they actually use these CDs or if they just bulk buy and like they just bulk buy.
I mean, I can believe that they bulk buy. I feel like certain methods are more common amongst certain demographics. So, like, I feel like um, if you want to talk about like the second gen demographic, I feel like the Japanese market is highly lucrative, and they're the ones that are more likely to bulk buy. And I say that because like if you look at I kind of noticed like just a trend here when you look at these big three, the top like groups or whatever, all of them have a huge stake in Japan. You're talking Icon, you're talking Twice, you're talking TVXQ and Shiny. These are like groups that have huge Japanese fan bases that I would even wager is bigger than their Korean fan base. Just as big, if not bigger, than their Korean fan base. I know, even speaking from a Shiny perspective, as somebody who loves Shiny, like Taemin right now is literally just doing a concert a day in Japan. Like literally, he's just having one concert every day in Japan.
Japanese fans spend more money. If you can, for one thing, if you compare concert goods, Korean concert goods are usually good, pretty good. Japanese concert goods are great. The variety is humongous because people will not only buy for the group, but they will buy for their bias, which is why like members will have their own colors. I mean, that's true of like the Japanese artists too. So like if I like Taekyon, which I do, okay, I will buy group stuff, but Taekyon stuff is green, so I will buy like all the green stuff and that kind of thing. And I was in Tokyo in February, and I happened to be there the day that Twice's single came out, and I was just like, okay, cool, I'll get my one copy. And I walked outside, and it was like a random chance thing if every time you buy a CD, and there was a dude just sitting outside with like a box of CDs, so maybe at least I don't know 40 to 50 CDs, and I think he was just reselling them right there on the street to people. He just wanted to get the chances for the lucky draw and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
The line was huge for that too. It was like it was a bunch of I don't know teens and 20 somethings buying multiple singles. I'm like, I just want my one and my Morning Musume CD.
That just makes me think too. One thing that's really interesting is to see how Jonghyun has 8.5% on the SM chart.
Yeah.
Because I remember like reading something like before, he passed away, he had, I guess none of his albums had reached 100,000 in like pure sales or whatever. And like now it's just like everybody knows who he is. Like literally, it's so interesting to watch like if you watch any Shiny content or any Jonghyun content on YouTube, it's like the views on it, like it's just exponentially different. It's just obviously anytime tragedy happens, that happens. But I just find it interesting how everybody's an overnight Jonghyun fan. But
yeah, well, that's as you said, like when people pass, especially in tragic circumstances, people tend to give them chances they probably wouldn't have given them if they were still alive and still part of the scene, or people just sort of bandwagon for a bit. Like you can say that like Aaliyah, Heath Ledger, like a lot of people when they die they become icons.
People who are still Aaliyah stans. I mean, I don't say I say still as in like people who were bandwagon on after she died. They're kind of creepy to me. Like Drake and like. I'm not saying he bandwagon because I don't know Drake, so I don't know what he was doing in 2001. But I mean, like, just in general, like, I don't know. Maybe it's because like my brother loves Aaliyah, like he's obsessed with Aaliyah, and has been like ever since we were little, and just like I don't know. I'm sorry, I just got off topic, but basically they're kind of creepy to me. Like they see her as like a sexualized icon that is now passed away.
Well, she died surprisingly, and it was like, I remember like what I was doing and where I was when I found out Aaliyah died. I mean, when her first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, dropped, I had the cassette. Like, we had her CD, One in a Million, and we had her third CD as well. So, I mean, I've been an Aaliyah fan for as long as she's had a career, and I like, it's like blasphemy if you say like if you levy any sort of criticism at this point, because people are, as you said, a bit obsessive, a bit kind of creepy, and
don't
like
talk about the R. Kelly situation.
But I mean, back to like Jung,
said, I feel like it's because he's not around anymore, or like
Yeah.
all the other people that have passed away, and so they can't make any more music. So what we have now is it, unless SM has his songs locked up in a vault, and we're like, oh, we're gonna make a
See,
special album on
what
down the
makes
road.
it
Now, I hope that that's not the case,
Me
but
too.
you
yeah.
never know what they're doing, like to Michael Jackson and stuff like that. Um, but like the whole like fan thing, I will say this about Aaliyah is that album she was right at the mark of she was about to cross over. She was about to
Yeah.
She
become a super.
was.
She was. She
She
really was.
Her last
had,
album is her best, 100%. I still listen to it. Like it's an amazing album.
and same thing too with Selena, because I remember when she
Yes.
died. I mean, I'm not gonna get all into that because I mean that was a big old doozy. Say that Texas was right there next to Mexico, so we knew about her before the rest of the country did. And when she died, it was just like, are you kidding me? Like, she just killed the scene.
Yeah.
She destroyed the scene where it, and then are you serious? I mean, it was a long time coming
She
from when she
passed
first
away
started
in
out.
the late
With
90s,
the
right?
Who, Selena?
Yeah, with her, like when her fans, yeah, in like the
No, she
mid
was
it
like
was her
90s.
fan.
it was like the early
It
to
was
mid
kind of
90s.
Mid, wasn't it?
mid 90s.
I mean, I wasn't
Yeah, it was
probably
like
alive, so I don't know.
97.
I
It
think
was
I was
around
in
that time.
Oh, 97? Okay, I was like
I
an
say I was in
infant.
elementary school.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually
Um,
remember being quite young when that happened, actually. But like
yeah.
Aaliyah was more visceral, I think, because it's like we were
Yeah.
all older when it happened.
I think for me,
Mm,
the biggest celebrity death that like my first big one, I should say, was Michael Jackson because that was like what 2009. So I was in middle school at the time, and that was like that's the one that sticks out in my mind is like first and foremost, I never thought he could die. I don't know why. Like I had this weird idea in my head. Oh, Michael Jackson's just gonna live forever. So it was just like what the like when I saw them, I remember like it was nothing. Like I just remember the whole situation. And when I saw that, I was just like, what in the world? And I remember because even you know how like you listen to an artist casually, but you never are like a huge fan. And I listened to him casually because everybody knows a Michael Jackson song or three or four or five. And so like it's just like, oh, everybody knows who he is. But then like when he died, like I just was like so emotional. Like I was like so sad. I was like, I don't and just looking back, I'm like, why was I so sad? Because I'm a huge fan now, but it's not like a bandwagon situation. Like, I just love Michael Jackson, but at the time I was so young, you know what I mean? So I didn't really understand the gravity of who he I just knew he was really famous and he had a lot of great songs that we played a lot in my house, you know? But it's just really interesting to
mhm.
think about like how that affects people's behavior and like the clout chasers and all of that. The people who are suddenly like, oh, I love this artist forever. Or the weirdos who are like, oh, sexualizing Aaliyah. It's just that I don't know why that sticks out to me the most, but like it's just so creepy to me.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like I hope in Junghyun's case, um, that people sort of became more aware of the fact that he was struggling with things internally. If I mean, casual fans, people who don't know Shiny, who maybe stay away from idols and idol music and things like that, and maybe they felt a connection to it, and that allowed them sort of the opportunity to go back and listen to his music and experience it for the first time. So
And
I
there's
mean,
nothing wrong
like,
with that. I just
yeah.
I'm just saying it's interesting because of the fact that like his big thing was like he even wrote it in his note was that he just like wanted somebody to tell him he did well.
Hmm.
And I just think that's so interesting that now like
He's
everything
doing
he
well.
wanted is coming true. Like, you know what I mean? And like I think people also do genuinely like his music. He has like he's one of the idols that I feel like is a true artist. Like the emotion that he could put into a song, I think is really beautiful. And not don't get me started. I've because here lately I've been like really obsessed with like a lot of his ballads. I don't know why, but not in the creepy
It's
Aaliyah way.
it's the ballad season, so like the weather starts to get cold and it gets dark like much faster, and everybody sort of just like wants to hear like slow tempo and like chill
Chestnuts
music.
roasting on an
Yes.
open.
Well, Christmas music is all year round, but
I don't appreciate the fall. Everybody skips fall. They're like, oh yeah, it's. I think I was listening to somebody's podcast and they were like, oh yeah, summer just ended. It's about to be winter in a few weeks. I'm like, can you let fall be a season? Like it's the best season of the year. Like why do
fall
you
did not
guys?
happen.
I
Not
mean,
in
we already
Toronto.
got like sleety snow rain here, so it's just
Yeah,
fall's kind of.
fall didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like honestly, Mother Nature said not this year, and it just skipped into winter. So
I'm gonna fight the weather. No, better yet, I'm gonna fight all those people who have made our earth cry like this.
But getting back to this thing, did you guys take a look at Cube?
What I feel offended.
What?
It's late.
Oh, it is late. It is late.
Oh, yes.
I didn't
What
know
about
that was
Cube?
the
Sorry.
situation.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know where to go with that because I'm like,
I didn't even know that that was why you were yawning or like sighing dramatically.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Well,
Well,
like, what?
on to the next thing. BTS, because we always have to have a BTS news item in every show, took out a full page ad in Billboard magazine for Grammy consideration. And they also recently released an interesting behind the scenes footage from their UN General Assembly speech, their UNICEF Generation Unlimited initiative speech, where Suga was, where he was interviewed, and he brought up the fact that he thinks that fans of idols are often disparaged unfairly by others. He commented, they are often belittled for being idol fans, but they're actually really extraordinary people. He went on to praise BTS's fans for their contributions, adding, honestly, it's not easy to do such things just because you like someone. RM agreed, our fans are the ones who established the seven of us as spokespeople who took us all the way to the United Nations. We're merely speaking on their behalf. So I chose to kind of highlight this because they're not wrong. I mean, they have everything that they do have because of their fans. However, I do think it's interesting, the whole idol fans are mistreated by others. Um, if anything, I think it's a little dangerous only because I feel like some of BTS's fans already have kind of a victim complex. So
Yep.
that doesn't really help the situation and them feeling like that they are targeted by other people. And then you've got Suga saying, well, there are people that are belittled for being idol fans. However, like I said, I mean, they're not wrong in, being thankful for their fans for where they've got them. Anyway, any thoughts on on any of the BTS news that I've brought up?
I don't say this often, but Yoongi, this is not your battle to fight. Please do not keep your comments to yourself. about this because I get being thankful for your fans. That's, great. Um, However, the whole idea that like I get the whole idea, the word oppressed or like I don't know how I feel about just like framing it in a way that they're just being attacked unjustly for being idol fans, and that's just not the case, and we all know that that's not the case. And at this point, it's just like I feel like BTS is coddling armies because it's like I get that you can't, apologize on behalf of your fan base. Not that you can't, but like I get why you wouldn't do that necessarily for anything that your fan base does, but it's like we can't ignore the harmful things that armies do. I mean, even to BTS, like I saw earlier that armies are like tweeting jokes about how Jimin can't see anything because of his eyes. And I'm
Like his eyes being too small, or like
yeah,
what?
that's literally the joke. The joke is that Jimin's eyes are so small that he can't see anything. And I
That's
and
Aw.
a lot of
racist.
these armies are reformed One Direction stands and or reformed, that's not the word, but they're One Direction stands who I needed to fill a void. And that just tells me that they don't really like care about what they're saying, about what's coming out of their mouths because they they just want to fill a void. You know what I mean? It's not about really BTS. It's like about the idea of being a part of, you know, does that make sense? Like being a part of this sort of so-called army community, like being a part of something.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
I just was like, how can you be a fan of someone and you hate their Koreanness? Like, I don't understand that. And so when I heard about that, I just felt like it kind of gives, especially these the more immature armies, because of course there's armies that are not like that, but it gives them like this sort of fuel to be like, oh well, Suga said it's okay, so that must mean it's okay. So yeah, this is one of those times I'm like, Yoongi, pick better words or don't say anything at all because I can see armies already like justify their hatred and the horrible things that they say and do, not only about like other fans of other groups, but also the things they say about BTS and each other. Like armies fighting at concerts over whatever, armies like leaving venues a mess and like wearing diapers and not taking showers at concerts, like just
Just,
that's
just a whole
nasty.
mess. Just
That's
a whole mess.
nasty. I would be
Uh,
ashamed to like be associated, like I wouldn't even want to let people know that I did something like that. But armies will announce it on Twitter like proudly. No offense, Janelle. This doesn't apply to you at all.
Yeah, I
This
have
doesn't
no
apply
idea.
to
Actually, I have no idea what you're talking about. If people do that though, blah.
you.
Gross.
Yeah.
that's really gross. I actually saw it from a different perspective. I actually agreed with what he said. I mean, obviously, like it's not it's not like set in stone. Like, oh, you must, you know, we got to feel bad for idol fans. But a lot of times, like when people are like, find out you're into, idol music or boy bands or girl bands or like even pop, sometimes people sort of like look down on it. Like it's not, oh well, I listen to real artists, and they play instruments and they write their music. And I kind of understand what he's trying to say in that regard. But like I didn't really make a connection to the fandom just because armies can't decide if BTS is an idol group or if they've transcended it. So I kind of just it didn't really hit my mind because I feel like half of them don't even feel like what he's saying really has any bearing on them because their
Mm-hmm.
group isn't an idol group. So I looked at it more like just, like even, Koreans and how they look at idol music and how it's like a young, everyone's really just into like, whoever they're attracted to. And, it's
Aw.
plastic, it's blah, 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 like all this stuff. And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, obviously, it's like every genre of music is manufactured in some way, shape, or form, especially if you are with a big label. Even sometimes when you're with a smaller label, like you all that matters is the music and what it makes you feel, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All the other stuff doesn't matter, right? So I guess in that regard, like when I had first heard about this, I was like, yeah, I mean, I could totally see what he means about the fact that sometimes you don't want to admit it. Sometimes some people don't
Mhm.
really like to admit the fact that they like K-pop or if they like idol music. And it's unfortunate that there's like this sort of condescending behavior towards it, but
I mean,
unfortunately that's always going to be there, I think.
from that perspective, I completely agree and I get it. I
Hmm.
guess the reason why I looked at it from the other perspective is more so because there's been a lot of like stuff coming out, like think pieces, so to speak, like just people who are in the media who are talking about how armies are basically trash. And I thought, to me, that's kind of where I made the connection because even in Korean media, there's like armies are out of control. Like there's a lot of articles about just, you know, sort of the toxicness of that particular fandom. And so I guess that's one way to interpret it. The other way that's also completely like valid is what you said, and that makes a lot of sense, and I agree there. At the same time, I think that too, once you, if you're a certain type of person, you don't really like that type of thing doesn't bother you. Like I feel like that's not really oppression. Like if
Oh, no,
somebody's
no, no,
like,
no, no.
oh,
I
you
didn't,
like
yeah, I
like,
wouldn't
oh,
use
you
that
like
word.
K-pop, like, oh, if they roast you, okay, like I'm
Just move
probably gonna
along.
roast you because you like stuff that's pretty weird too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's one thing, but to call it like something that I feel like is a word that shouldn't be thrown around, or like even if there's a translation thing, to use certain verbiage, I think, to make it more serious than what it is. Like, I don't think people should be bullied for liking K-pop, but at the same time, I don't think that's the same as like, for example, sexism. You know what I
No,
mean?
actual, like,
Like,
it's not actual. I thought it was like a mistranslation, to be honest. When I first read it, I was like, when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, okay, maybe like they don't mean oppressed, or maybe like the translation, like that's the closest word in English to what he was saying in Korean.
but there's like, not that I'm like a Korean expert, but there's a lot of ways that if to get a similar effect without like, you know what I mean, using
Using
the
those words.
Japanese
Yeah,
word. There's a lot
absolutely.
of different ways they could have like translated that. Um, so to use that word particularly is interesting. I mean, I can look more into it because I actually am interested in it, but um, yeah, sorry, I'm talking too much. Jay, Janelle.
Um, I don't really think he should have said that because armies are the certain mindset. They both have a inferior and superior complex,
Hmm.
so that makes them exhausting because they're like, oh, we're better than everybody else. But when they see any other group or fandom start to rise and like, oh, you're bullying us. And I'm just like, what? Like, really? You're gonna play that card? Um, so that's how I took that interpretation. So that he was kind of like talking to Army and just like, oh, it's okay. Like, we'll be here for you. Um, but the way that Nat said it, I could see that that people like do look down on idol music, and some parts of it is kind of like, yeah, this is really just like for like little kids. Really, that's really who this music is for. It's for them. So it's kind of funny that like when some people that are older than that, like they go like really hard for it, or they're like on
Hmm.
Twitter fighting about just like you do realize
Yeah,
who this music is, right? Like it's not that deep. It's really not.
no, it's
Um,
not.
it's stuff like that. So I'm just like enjoy the music and just move on. But sometimes I even side eye some of the things that go on, like some of like the lyrics and like the whole like sexism and all like that, and the idol
Mm.
being treated like trash. Um,
I mean,
so I'm con- but I
sorry.
don't know. I think he should have said that 'cause, I mean, I feel like he was really just talking to Army and just
Hmm.
like adding fuel to the fire for them to even be more extra with stuff like this. That's something.
Yeah, I can see
Or
that.
Army, or when somebody calls out Army for like their behavior about something that they did, like they said something racist or sexist to somebody else, or like somebody gave a criticism about BTS, and then they're trying to get them fired and all this kind of mess. So I'm just like, you're just enabling things that's gonna make things worse for
Mhm.
everybody else.
Mm.
Like that's thank you for that.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I
It's
definitely see
kind
that
of
as well.
like it's kind of alarming to me how how idol music is classified that as being quote unquote for kids, because while Golden Child is definitely for kids, right? Oh, I should have said
Yes.
that. Certain groups are definitely for kids. NCT Dream, like those types of concepts. But I find it alarming how you can look at certain songs and performances and go, "That's for kids." Like, I don't want my kid listening to NCT Whiplash
Yeah.
or talking about being tied up and like whipped and flay me, baby. Like, no, what?
Can confirm though, the average Korean adult does think that way because like I never went super hard when I was there. It was just sort of like, yeah, I like it because I mean, except for the I don't know, sort of IU sort of stuff that sort of moved a little bit from that sort of kid range to adult stuff. Like they just kind of dismiss it. They're like, "Oh, okay, cool, like I guess." But then like when all my students find out, they're like, oh, "You know so much, teacher. She knows so much," and the other teachers be like, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's neat. I mean, good for you, I guess." Not like in a sort of like, "Oh, how dare you?" Just like, "Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
Why?" I don't know. It's something to do.
I mean, yeah, I think,
I'm
yeah. Sorry.
I don't know, some K-pop groups are seen more like artists, not as like
Yeah.
idols. So I know like Brown Eyed Girls, like they're like the first like group that I think that people would consider like these are artists. These are not like idols.
Was it
And
Big
like
Bang like that too?
Yeah, they're a little
I don't
more
Like they're more mainstream in Korea than
mainstream.
I
Yeah.
I would say I feel like Big Bang is both because like even before BTS, I would say like we were like the group that was like, oh, they're not K-pop, and then I was like, well, if they're not K-pop, then they need to quit promoting like they're a K-pop group, and then people get
right.
mad.
I would see that
It was like you,
too. I would see that with VIPs, but a lot of the times they would like it's not nowhere near the level of vitriol and just like sort of condescending behavior that you see with some of the like more
right,
recent rising groups. For Big Bang, some people want to be like, oh well, adults in Korea like Big Bang because they're not just, manufactured like your other groups. They're bigger than that. And it's just like, settle down, settle down. They
Yeah.
perform on the music shows just like everybody else.
Well, it's
And
because when those adults were in their 20s and teens, that's when Big Bang came out.
Exactly.
exactly.
That's all it is.
I remember watching some variety that Taemin and Kai they were on it together, and like they had both did some sort of freestyle. No, it wasn't freestyle. They danced to one of their popular songs. It was last year. So Kai danced to Coco Bop and Taemin danced to Press Your Number. And like so they had like one of the girls who was like a part of the panel or whatever, like talk about who she preferred. She goes, "Oh, I prefer Taemin because Taemin was my generation. I'm familiar with that style. Like, I don't, not that EXO stuff. I don't know what that is. That's that new age stuff." And I just thought that was really interesting that even though they're both idols in every sense of the word, Taemin had a little bit more clout. Like they respected him a little more. And also Taemin as a solo artist, he's an idol, but like I feel like his music is very, very beyond like the kiddie aspect. You know what I mean? Of K-pop. Like it's not kiddie. It's very mature. Same thing with Jonghyun, same thing with like most people solos. Even to
Yeah,
BTS, like, I'm gonna keep calling him Rap Monster because that's his name.
it is.
Rap Monster or Namjoon, I'm not calling him that other stuff. Rap Monster, and Yoongi, I feel like even to their like mixtapes and their solo music, it's like a lot different. The vibe is a lot older and more introspective. Even though Namjoon honestly is just fake deep sometimes. Like I feel like he does the most, but it's still like not as you know, not as I don't want to say
Like
cringy,
safe,
huh?
safe. It's not as safe, not as
Not
like.
as safe, exactly. It's not as safe as
But
your typical
I mean, like,
BTS track.
yeah, like he wasn't sitting there like, oh, how can I make this song appeal to everybody? And then he's like, F the world. I'm gonna make this.
I don't really listen
Yeah,
to the solo stuff, so I don't know. But I do agree, solo artists, like whenever these idols break out into solo work, I feel like the music gets a lot more mature. I think it's because
Boa,
it shows their individual flavors a little bit better.
like Boa and Rain, like I even to like when I was in college, I went to school. It was a super like bougie school, so it was like mostly rich Asians and white people. And like a lot of the people who were from Korea, they knew Boa and Rain, and though they were like actual icon. Like it's nobody reduced them. Obviously, they're much older, but nobody reduced them to like being for kids at any given point. It was like, oh, these are like artists that I bought their album when I was, you know what I mean, like when I was a kid, and even to like K-pop idols, like if you talk to them about their favorite artists, they will no hesitation. They will say like Boa, or they'll say anybody before 2010 who debuted like as an idol, but they probably wouldn't say other idols. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just thought that's interesting. It's like even the K-pop idols themselves take it more seriously when it's like the idols of a certain stature.
Yeah, and age has a lot to do with it, right? Age equals to maturity in a lot and respect in a lot of ways too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the older like you've been out 2 years, two more years than I have as an idol, like wow, like that also already puts you or elevates you in certain ways too.
Yeah, so note to armies, stop roasting NCT for only reaching number 86 on the Billboard charts, because even though BTS reached number 1, they dropped off the charts the very next week. So what y'all not gonna do is roast NCT, who came out a whole 3 years after BTS. So and still killing the game. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Okay. Do we have any last topics? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Stray Kids. Okay, I just want to say quickly that their new song, I Am You, I really like the lyrics. Shout out to JYP's subbing team. So I understand what they're saying about. I just like the lyrics that they think that they're a group that they will go far because of their lyrics, that they're really introspective and that they talk about, I guess, things from a guy perspective that I don't see a whole lot of.
Okay.
Um, other groups, other groups may talk about similar issues as Stray Kids, but because there isn't all this other extraness going on with them, um, I feel like I can enjoy their music a little bit more, and I'm more willing to look into their other songs. Um, and the fact that they are like relatively young right now, I can only expect somewhat more of those kind of lyrics and music from them. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Damn Stray Kids.
Anything else?
Happy birthday to Crystal Jung from FX. May FX please have a comeback. I mean, that's all I need. That's all I'm asking from SM at this point. A comeback for FX. That's it.
Um, I don't want to ask for anything that's impossible, like an FX comeback. So I'm kidding. All I have to say is stop sleeping on talent. You know who you are. You know who the talent is. Golden child all the way. Um
Hey, I
I'm
believe you after the video today.
yeah. I mean, have you ever seen anything better with your own two eyes? I don't think you have. And if you say that you have,
Question. I don't understand that question.
yeah, just
Gay?
make sure what'd you say?
I said
Oh,
gay?
okay. I've been walking with the teeth at the case. So, um, yeah, just basically staying golden child. That's the moral of this whole podcast. Like this whole episode was just a subliminal message to you guys out there who have been sleeping on it. So
Ooh, golden child. Yes.
I'm shocked that this isn't getting more praise. Come on, guys. Golden Child deserves better.
Woo.
Wow. Wow. You know what? I'm going to leave a nasty comment on this episode.
Aw.
Okay. Well, if that is all, then that has been our latest episode of Not Your Average Netizens. I would like to thank everybody for showing up for this episode and having a great discussion. As always, you can catch us on SoundCloud at Not Your Average Netizens. We are also on iTunes. Feel free to drop us a line at notyouraveragenetizens@gmail.com. And I believe that is it. If there are no other shout outs or messages, then I would like to again thank you guys for coming. And we will see you guys at the next episode. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay.
Woo.
Woohoo.